Axemen in your Mount Allison University Mounties. At this time, we would like to announce the starting offense for the Acadian Axemen. At wide receiver, number 12, Cordell Hastings. At tackle, number 75, Sheldon Williams. At guard, number 67, Tristan Murray. At center, number 53, Alex Smith. At guard, number 63, Trey Russell Johnson. At tackle, number 65, Oliver Grant. At wide receiver, number 1, Glodon Mullally. At inside receiver, number 14, Matthew Gledhill. Inside receiver, number 11, Jacob Fenchick. At quarterback, number 6, Hunter Gerard. At running back, number 8, Dale Wright II. And at inside receiver, number 10, Caleb Ryder. Today is Seniors Day for Mount Allison University. It is the last regular season home game, and at this time we would like to recognize those graduating Mounties who have battled hard on the field for Mount Allison throughout their AUS careers, along with balancing their academics in the classroom. I would like to draw your attention to the Mounties sideline, where head coach Peter Fraser and director of athletics and recreation Pierre Arsenault will honor our graduating Mounties along with families and loved ones. From Brampton, Ontario, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Mounties captain Marshall Esakununu. From Brampton, Ontario, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and joined by his good friend and former Mountie now in the CFL, Malik Richards, number 95, Jamal McCarthy Barnett. From Fredericton, New Brunswick, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce in Finance and joined by his mom, father's partner, brother, cousins, number 87, Ian Carty. From Brampton, Ontario, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and joined by his girlfriend and her family, number 77, Nicholas Kopang. From Brampton, Ontario, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in History and joined by his mother, father, sister, girlfriend, and his brother and teammate, number 68, Chris Postel. From Warfield, Nova Scotia, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and joined by his mother and father, number 65, Brock O'Brien. From Sackville, New Brunswick, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Geography and Canadian Studies, joined by his mother and father. And my nephew, Mounties captain, number 64, Ross McCormick. From Allentown, Pennsylvania, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and joined by his mother, girlfriend, best friend, and Mounties coach, number 61, Rowan Hickey. From McLean, Virginia, graduating with a Bachelor of Commerce and joined by his mother and father, number 51, Edwin Booth. From Brampton, Ontario, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Mounties captain number 11, Damian Halstead. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for your graduating Mounties. I'd like to introduce the officials for today's game. The referee, number 29, Greg McLean. Umpire, number 38, Barry DeBay. Your side judge, number 66, Grant McKenzie. The back judge, number 43, Colin Bond. The head linesman, number 33, is Anthony Williams. Your line judge, number 23, Adam Lawler. And the backfield judge, number 68, John Peters. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the Canadian flag at the scoreboard at the end of the field. Please rise, remove your headdress, and welcome Mount Allison student Claire McGuire to perform our national anthem.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons. tous camarades, car ton bras se porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land, glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Hello everyone, welcome to this AUS football game on AUS TV. My name is Craig Brett along with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University. Paul, fair to say this is a big one.
This is a very big one. This is a case where the Mount Allison Mounties hold their destiny in their own hands, although what they have to go up against is an unbeaten team. But if they get a win, they end up getting second place. If they don't, the mathematicians engage.
Yeah, we'll crunch some numbers if we'll have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Goes like this. Mounties win. They're second in the conference due to a complicated set of math. If they lose and St. Mary's lose, the Mounties end up third, Bishop's second. And if the Mounties lose and St. Mary's win down at St. Francis Xavier today, then the Mounties finish out of the playoffs. And St. Mary's actually end up second and will host the conference semifinal. So all kinds of things can happen. The conference semifinal can happen in any of three places, depending on how things
It's almost like
shake down.
looking at the CFL West division right now.
A bit like that. What we know for sure is that the Mounties won the coin toss here this afternoon and deferred their decision to the second half. And Mounties will be kicking off from the east end of Alumni Field as Acadia chose to take the ball. So James Parker has the ball on the tee just to the right side of the center of the 45-degree line for Mount Allison. And he kicks it high and deep. Picked up by Glodin Malali, number one of Acadia. He heads to the hash mark. He's wrapped up around the ankles. That slows him down. He keeps driving out to the 30-yard line. Acadia will start first and 10 from there.
Yeah, he got to the 25-yard line and was gang tackled there, but just carried all the tacklers with him, and just keeping upright and getting those 5 extra yards.
Hunter Gennard is the starting quarterback for Acadia. He has Dale Wright in the backfield with him. Cordell Hastings, Matthew Gledhill, Jacob Fenchek, Caleb Ryder, and Glodin Malali are his receivers. Shelton Williams, Tristan Murray, Alex Smith, Trey Russell Johnson, and Oliver Grant are the O-line for Acadia. Snap is fumbled, and Gennard has to fall on it. He'll lose a couple of yards with Marshall Azakpongwu in the neighborhood for the Mounties.
He was just checking to see how the Mountie defense was moving about and got snapped the ball, dropped it down, and wisely dropped on it, because if he had tried to scoop that, they were breaking through the line at that moment.
Starting defense for Mount Allison, Marshall Essek-Pungwu, Vincenzo Frangioni, Reese Martin, and Damian Halstead up front. Dylan Cormier, Aaron Rose, and Graham Stevens are the linebackers. Matt Watson, Jake Spence, Lucas Cormier, Daniel Bell, and Terrell Connell are the DBs. Running play, little inside sweep, left side going nowhere as Damian Halstead and Reese Martin converge.
They were handing off the ball, and Halstead was already in the backfield. They just broached the Acadia offensive line as if it wasn't there, and just pushed them back for a loss.
So third and long. Ben George in to punt for Acadia. Aiden O'Neill back to return the punt for the Mounties, standing just inside his own 45. Snap is clean. Punt's a low one into the wind. Bounces just on the Acadia side of center. O'Neill's going to let it dribble, and it dribbles all the way out of bounds. at around the 43 of the Mounties.
Nice angle kick by George. Got it off to the left side of the formation, and there's a bit of wind out there. Not a super amount of wind, but enough to give it a little bit of extra carry. But the Mounties end up in good field position.
David Patry is the starting quarterback for Mount Allison. Jack Estabrooks is his running back. Jelani York, Robert Walker, Ian Carty, Richie Cole, and Josh Hicks are the receivers. Nick Opong, Brock O'Brien, Ross McCormick, Rowan Hickey, and Chris Postel, an entire senior offensive line for the Mounties. All 5 of them. Got a jersey today in the pregame. Little fake waggle to start. Now Patrick going to throw, it looks like, on first down. Now has to scramble, pulls it down. Looks like he's going to try to run away from Feltmate. He does, and gets out of bounds with a gain of about 8.
Yeah, he was looking downfield, and everything seemed to be covered, and just took out to the side. And getting around and stiff-arming Feltmate is a momentous task, just trying to stop him, one of the top tacklers in the division.
Starting defense for Acadia, Leon Young, Tommy Grant, Angelo Gentile, and Anderson Recker up front. Riley Gabriel, Bailey Feltmate, and Frank Kamayu are the linebackers. Ben George, Brett Switzer, Chris Cameron Cogler, Rory Kelly, and Emmanuel Beals are the DBs. Estabrooks carrying the ball left side. He gets into the secondary. He's wrapped up by the safety, Cameron Cogler, but not before he gets momentous yards and a first down.
Feltmate got sealed right at the point of attack, and he was able to get around to the outside and just use his speed. And just a great run by Estabrooks, who's just been proving to be the up-and-coming running back for the Mounties.
1st and 10 for Mount Allison from the Acadia 31. That veteran O-line sealing a path there for Estabrooks. Patry calling the signals. There's that fake waggle that the Mounties seem to do almost every play to see if they can induce some movement. Acadia not fooled. Patry handles the snap, looks to his left, now pulls it down. He's going to run that way. Gets a bit of a chip block on the edge. Gains a couple of yards before he's wrapped up. Cornerback Emmanuel Beals with a tackle for Acadia.
Yeah, he was committing to his left and telegraphing that down. Everyone knew where it was going, so he had nowhere to go, so he just tried to run it as they were falling back in coverage, but only get a couple yards on the play.
2nd and 8 now for Mount Allison, just inside the 29 of Acadia. And he's taking their time with the play. Overload the boundary side, now send everybody in motion field side. Hand off to Estabrooks, he's met and wrapped up by defensive tackle Tommy Grant. Another short gain on the play. Estabrooks gets down to the 25.
Yeah, they were trying to use the receivers to pull open on that wide side, but that was not the case for Grant. He was able to read that play and wrap up.
That brings up 3rd and 4 for Mount Allison. They'll bring the field goal unit out. James Parker will try a 32-yarder out of the hold of Caleb Melanson. Pretty much dead center. A little bit of a high snap. Melanson gets it down. Kick is up. And good. 32-yard field goal puts 3 points on the board for Mount Allison. We've played 4 minutes and 10 seconds of the first quarter, and the Mounties lead 3-0.
Yeah, just they get in position. They got 3 instead of the 7, but Parker has been pretty true. He's the 2nd highest scorer in the AUS at this time.
This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by Fibe and Bell Alliance. Acadia have asked Mount Allison to kick off following the field goal. James Parker will oblige from about the same place he did the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and all things considered, Parker's been wearing a serious amount of bandaging and support on his kicking leg, but he's still being able to get the kicks off and true.
Yeah, and he both kicks and punts. No rest for him when it comes to kicking for the Mounties. Sidewinding kickoff, bounces at the 15 and skips out of bounds. That's an illegal kick. You have to keep those kickoffs in the field of play. And so legal procedure is the official name of the penalty. And that means that Acadia will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 40 by rule.
Yeah, he just got onto the side, and it was sort of, instead of flipping end over end, it was flipping sideways and just kept carrying to the left side of the kick and out of bounds.
Acadia have asked for the ball to be placed on the left-hand hash mark. Kennard leads the Acadia offense out for its second possession. Mounties 4 on the line of scrimmage. Handoff to right, left side. He gets by the first tackler, breaks the line of scrimmage, bounces off the corner over there, and is forced out of bounds with a gain of 7.
Yeah, he just was able to elude that first tackler he was trying to do contain on the left side, and just wasn't able to wrap up on him, but allowed him to get 7 yards on the carry.
That brings up 2nd and 3. Acadia go to their familiar 5 receiver set. Mounties are going to crowd the line of scrimmage here just momentarily as Rose drops back. Hand off to right, up the middle. He spins off one tackle, but Dylan Cormier grabs him before he can get the legs going forward. Gain of 1 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
You've got an interesting situation if you're Acadia. Normally you have a very sure-footed running back with right, but he's just not been able to get. He's had a couple of reasonable gains, but a lot of times he's being caught up, and the Mounties are focusing on that. The other option is that they start throwing the football to the top ball hawking defense in, I think, the U Sports.
So punt team out again for Acadia. George standing near his own 35 to kick this one to Aidan O'Neill. O'Neill inside his own 20. George gets it away. Bounces in front of O'Neill near the Mountie 25. He lets it skip and bounce and finally collects it near his own 15. Sneaks through a couple of white shirts and is dropped at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, a few too many. He wasn't able to get in underneath it and let it bounce to have some sort of control. We do have a no yards flag on the field, but was able to corral it, get a couple of yards, but he'll get an extra 5 on that.
Yeah, they'll get a 5-yard penalty. I think he got about 2 on the return, so the 5-yard penalty will be a. Oh, sorry, holding against Mount A is the call, not
Oh,
no
really?
yards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. What do we got, bro? They're talking to the Acadia captains.
Are they going back? Okay, it just looked in the same area that you.
Holding against Mount A. And no yards against Acadia. So 2 flags on the play. And so it's a 5-yard offset.
Flags on the play, holding Mount Allison and no yards against Acadia.
So it was a 5-yard no yards with the ball bouncing on the surface, and a 10-yard holding. So that's why the Mounties lose 5 yards on the play. And that'll move the line of scrimmage back to the Mount A 9. Patry gets a clean snap, going quick wide side to Josh Hicks. Hicks gains about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Just trying to get some distance between themselves and the goalpost, and getting a 5-yard quick line out there, putting a bit of pressure up front, so sets up a better package that they can pull from their playbook.
Mounties have 6 linemen out there right now. They're just telling the officials that. Sort of an extra tight end. They're going to run left side and nowhere to go as Feltmate, the middle linebacker, steps up and wraps up Estabrooks.
By number 5, Feltmate.
Maybe even a half-yard loss on the play.
No, they did that. Just never. Just as he was turning around, Feltmate was breaking through the line. He was able to wrap up on him quickly, and just no way for him to get to the outside.
We need your support to make this happen. Visit our new website.
So James Parker will stand just in the red paint in his own end zone to receive this snap in punt formation. This is one of those times where you say, well, wind at your back, you might kick it or you might give up 2. We'll see. Dylan Cormier, the long snapper for the Mounties. Bit of a low snap. Parker's just going to run around a little in the end zone. Kill a little more time, still more time, and finally step on the white line to officially concede 2 points. That makes the score Mount Allison 3, Acadia 2, with 8:15 left in the first quarter.
So the Mounties were kept back. They didn't have as good a field position. They weren't able to do something with that. So giving up the safety was the appropriate thing to do, especially into the wind. The wind's, not a big. I don't think it's a big factor right now, but you don't want to give Acadia a short field.
This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by Fibe and Bell Alliant. My name is Craig Barrett, along with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Following the safety conceded by Mount Allison, the Axemen have asked Mount Allison to kick off from their own 35 with the safety, not the 45 as their other kickoffs in the AUS.
I mean, you have that 10-yard, and that's sort of to keep you from taking safeties. But if I'm Acadia, I would definitely want them to kick into the wind. And last time they kicked into the wind, well, the ball side, flatted out to the left side.
And of course, Parker's not 100% either. Yeah. So the other reason why you may wish to get a better kick for Acadia. All right, Parker going left side with this one. Malali outside his own 20, heads infield, looks to get a block, gets through a seam, has some running room, and he can go. He could go all the way here as Parker grabs him and just actually acted more as an anchor as anything else, but Malali down to the 16 of Mount Allison with a big return, and that's probably better than taking it at your own 35, Paul.
Better than taking your own 35. He was able to get outside. What he did is he committed outside. The defender went with him, started opening up that part of the lane, and then he took it around and was able to clear to the hash marks. And Parker did his best to get in there to just try to catch up.
All right, the official spot is the 17 of Mount Allison. Acadia will start 1st and 10 from there. I think they call this glorious field position in football speak, Paul. Gennard drops back, looks to throw this one. Dumps it off over the middle, incomplete. And looking for Gledhill.
Yeah, he was throwing that low and away, just trying to get outside and away from the defenders, and just a little bit too far out.
Yeah, Aaron Rose, the middle linebacker, was there along with the safety, Luke Cormier. You don't want to throw it too near Cormier.
No.
He's the real ball hawk for this team. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Overloading the left side, Arcadia, now some motion. Gennard looks left, fires to the sideline, has a receiver over there, Hastings. He's inside the 5. Terrell Connell over there to push him out of bounds for the Mounties.
Yeah, Hastings just got to the outside and nicely thrown football where only he could get it and used his height as well. Reeled it in and got around to get that first down.
Yeah, Isapongwu was in his face, but he still had lots of time to get it over the rushing Mountie. So 1st and goal, Acadia from the Mountie 4. Hand off to right. He stutter steps in the backfield. That gives him a lane, and he's in for 6 points. That makes the score Axemen 8, Mounties 3 with a convert pending.
Yeah, just a nice push forward. They were able to open up the running lanes on that. It seemed to be a little bit of protection to the outside in case there was a quick pass, like a slant. And no, but he was able to get through and hurdled it across the goal line and got the 6 points.
So Ben George on to attempt the convert out of the hold of Duncan Patterson. Ball's on the pin, kick is up, and good. Makes the score Axemen 9, Mounties 3. We played just over half the first quarter here. I guess that's 1/8 of the game, if my math is good, Paul.
And basically, you're getting a a touchdown off a really good return on that, giving you, within a couple of plays, you're able to get into you start off in the scoring zone, and they were able to capitalize.
So Mount Allison will hope to get a good return of their own and change momentum here. This is an important game for the Mounties, of course. If they win, they're going to host the AUS semifinal. If they lose, they're in danger of not being in the AUS semifinal at all.
Yeah, I mean the Mounties have always seemed to start off a little weak at the front end of the game, and come on strong in the second half. But they played a solid first part of this quarter, but just the unfortunate with the run back.
Jelani York and Nathan Jones back to get the kick from George, and it's York from inside his own 10, runs through the seam, makes a couple guys miss. Now he has a head of steam, crosses the 45, and gets it into Acadia territory. Jumping on his back was Cole Estabrooks of the Axemen, and the Mounties get not as good field position as Acadia had, but pretty good field position.
Pretty good field position from where he picked up the football. Just a great run, nicely just cutting through and finding the little gaps in the defensive lanes for the special teams.
In case you're wondering why the Mounties have purple accents on their boots and their towels and whatnot today, it's Craig's Cause afternoon here at Alumni Field. That's to raise money and awareness in the fight against pancreatic cancer. Mounties go with a 6-0 lineman, one of them lined up as a tight end. Patry to throw to Hicks. Short gain. He breaks one tackle, then carries a couple more tacklers for a Mountie first down.
Trying to do an open field tackle there. Got the stiff arm out, was able to break around to the outside and elude Switzer on the outside.
It was Switzer who finally jumped on his back and stopped his momentum at the 39. First and 10 Mounties from there. Again, the 6-0 lineman set. Bit of a high snap. Play action. Patry to Hicks. He tight ropes the sideline, steps on it inside the 30 at the 28. That's another first down.
Oh yeah, it looked a little scary at the front end with the high snap, but he was able to get to the outside, and Hicks found a lovely spot in the zone and was able to reel in that football and get a few extra yards just by not going directly out of bounds. And they kind of let up a little bit as it looked like he was going to go out.
Yes, we have Drew Gamond playing the field corner for the Axemen here. He's listed on the depth chart as a backup safety as well. They spot that one between the 26 and the 27. First down Mounties from there. Patry to Hicks again, giving him a big cushion, and he makes Grimond miss again, and the halfback Switzer has to come over and make the tackle. Another 15 yards and a Mountie first down.
And they're throwing Hicks out on the field side, the wide side of the football field. And just being able to get open and just elude that. Well, I mean, Switzer's supposed to be at the halfback position. He's coming out to try to support that as well. But great play by Hicks.
So first and goal for the Mounties. Ball just inside the 10. Got a tight end left and a pile of receivers over there also for the Mounties. Patry looking in Hicks's direction again in the end zone. This time was very tight coverage by Guimond, and that brings up second and goal.
Yeah, Guimond was just not going to let that one happen again, and he had the sense. There was some sort of sense that the football might be going his way, but the Mounties have to start mixing up their receiving package, and they've got a couple other guys out there that can reel in the football, but if they start overcommitting to Hicks, that will open that up.
Mounties line up with the tight end on the right side this time and the receivers on the left. Hand off to Estabrooks, and he's got nowhere to go in the middle of that pile for Acadia's Tommy Grant.
Grant's just been able to key in on him when he's coming in on the run, and just trying to see did they get
There's a penalty offside against Mount A.
We have a penalty of offside against Mount Allison.
Mounties only gained a couple of yards.
Yards.
They already have the field goal unit out there.
They're still waiting for a decision on that one. That's rather odd.
Yeah, I don't give the. I don't know. You never know. It depends on how much faith you have in your defense. But it looks like Acadia are going to decline this one. Offside against Mount Allison. Penalty is declined.
That penalty has been declined.
You give them another chance, and yeah.
So this will be a 14-yard field goal officially, just inside the 15. So for statistical purposes, 14 yards from the right-hand hash mark. Ball's on the pin. Kick is up. And it's good.
Parker's kick is good. With 4:24
So Parker
left
puts
in
3
the
more on the
first
board
quarter.
for the Mounties to make the score. Axemen 9,
Mounties
Mounties 6.
Earlier today,
Yeah, the Mounties are they're going to have to start converting these 3s into 7s. They're getting down the field, and Acadia is doing bend but not break. If they can take 3s instead of 7s, that's going to help them down the road. Though still a very tight football game.
So this time, Acadia have asked to take the ball at their own 35 rather than ask for a kickoff. And so they'll start 1st and 10 at their own 35, 4:24 left in the first quarter. Usual suspects in the backfield for Acadia. We have a bit of a delay here. Okay, here we go. We've got, they just had to reset the clock a little bit. Play action pass. Gennard rolling to his right, getting in trouble. Evades one tackle and manages to run for about nearly 10 yards. He's tripped up by Terrell Connell.
And that's,
by number 8 for the Mounties, Lucas Cormier.
as Pongu was in hot pursuit on the backside, got to his heel but wasn't able to get close enough to knock him down. But they do get a first down on that play.
Acadia are going to make some substitutions on the O-line here as Tristan Murray comes out. Jamie Fortune, I think, is in to replace him. Goddard did get a first down on that last carry. Gave him officially 11. He'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Acadia 46. Mounties crowd the line of scrimmage. Now back off. Inside handoff to the slot back on the slot back sweep. Lots of space for Caleb Ryder. He's tripped up by the safety, Lucas Cormier, after a gain of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, he just eluded the tackle on the sweep to the left side of the formation and was able to get around, but they were able to stop him just shy of the first down. Got about 1.5 yards left.
A PanCan fact, diagnosis and death rates for pancreatic cancer in Canada are almost equal. There have been no significant changes in mortality rate since the late 1990s.
So 2nd and 2, Acadia. And now we have a whistle. And another clock issue.
Not 100% sure what's
The
When the huddle breaks, we can't be speaking on the PA and stuff like that, okay?
all right.
When they break the huddle, we gotta stop the music and then talk on the PA.
All right, so they wanted to communicate with the on-field people here at Mount Allison that that last announcement went over a little long when the huddle is broken. Nothing coming from this part of the world. All right, a little bit of a bobble on the handoff, and that meant that Marshall Isipungwu had lots of opportunity to tackle right.
It looked almost like they were running a zone read on that because the handoff was there and he almost held on to it for a bit, and that's when the quarterback's going, do I take the football or do you take it? And he let him take it, but that delay was just enough for Sapongwu to get to their side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, loss of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 3, and Acadia is going to bring their punt team out. George going to stand near his own 40 to kick this one away. Aiden O'Neill back to return for Mount Allison. Low kick. Bounces at the 25, but skips away from O'Neill all the way into the end zone. Still skipping, still bouncing. O'Neill picks it up, and he's not going to get out of the end zone as he's thrown to the turf by Acadia's Cole Estabrooks.
There was no yards. With AUS football, if you get outside the goal line, you get moved up to the 20. If they take the flag, they move up to the 10. So.
Yeah, so we can't put the rouge on the board yet until we see what goes on with this these penalty flags. Perhaps no yards. It looked like it could have been.
Is there a second one out there?
But there could have been a second one as well. I can't see the flags, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
They're using the pink flags, and I'm red-green colorblind. I can't see the pink flags on the green turf. So, so the Mounties have decided to looks like they're going to go 1st and 10 from the 10.
So it was no yards, so they accepted the.
Wait. All right, so they're going to decline the penalty, I think, and take the point and give up the point. No yards has been declined. So that puts the rouge on the board officially, and the Mounties will start from their 35 rather than from their 10. Early in the game, you want the field position rather than the
last time
point.
they had to, they go from the 35. That's right. Last time they had the short field or the long field, they didn't do so well.
So, first down Mounties from their own 35, handing it off to Estabrooks, and he is met in the backfield. Coming around the edge is Angelo Gentile coming on a stunt from around the end, the defensive tackle.
They were pretty well reading that they were going to go with the run play at the front end, and we were able to react to it and just cover him. And that's where he's beaten them. He's beaten them to the outside by doing that stunt. They were able to get and cover the outside.
A loss of almost 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13. Mounties have 5 receivers now. Overloading the left side. Patrick's going to throw right. That's York. And he's tackled immediately by Emmanuel Beals. Short gain on the play. Mounties needed York to break tackle there, and he couldn't. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I came back on the curl. He's supposed to spin around and try to have the tackler commit to him and curl, spin around to the outside and get down by the hash marks. But he wasn't able to break the tackle, and the Mounties are ending up in the kicking position.
Minute 14 left here in the first quarter. Axemen lead 10-6, and Parker is on to punt. For Mount Allison, gets a good clean snap from Cormier. High kick. Settling down near the 40. Good return is shaping up by. Didn't get a number on that truck. I think it was Dale Wright. And so, and we got no yards against the Mounties. 5 yard. 5 yards added to the run.
Added to the run, and what happened in that particular case, he was in the zone, he was trying to push back out, and he was actually being held in place by one of the Acadia players.
That'll push the ball to the 51 of the Mounties. Acadia will start 1st and 10 from there.
So Acadia ends up with another good field position with just about a minute left in this first quarter with the wind at their backs.
The Mounties are talking it over. We had a little
conference here.
More conference. We have an officials conference here, so they try to decide what to do with that. As the usually when the ball is caught on the fly, it's a 15-yard no yards, but the run back was a little more than that. So what do we got?
Just clarify that with the coach. He just wants to know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, I think he's saying, no, I got this figured out.
All right, so coach is happy. Acadia have good field position. Starting at the Mountie 51, Gennard sends his guys on a fake waggle, now sends them to the other side. Little screen to right. First block on Cormier springs him to the sideline. He meets he meets Matt Watson over there, and Watson takes him out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
And there's when you look at what is a good running back is being able to shed that shed that tackle. And Cormier was in position, and just couldn't get the wrap up on him as he got to the outside, and was able, instead of losing yards, making 5 on the play.
So we got a holding call against Acadia as a penalty marker on the play,
which helped open up on that side.
Yeah, Cormier may have been being held there a little bit. Mounties have accepted the penalty. It'll bring up 1st and 20. Cole Estabrook's in at running back for this play for Acadia. Screen right side to Glenhill. He gets a couple blocks from his fellow receivers, gains about 10 before he's wrapped up by Lucas Cormier.
Yeah, no, just really good blocking up front that allowed him to get around. Looks like he's gotten 9 yards on the reception.
Yep, so that'll bring up 2nd and 11. Out-of-town scoreboard, by the way. X leads St. Mary's by a score of 7-0. We'll keep you informed on that one as best we can as the afternoon goes on. 2nd and long for Acadia. Gennard looks to throw right side, has a receiver, and pushed out of bounds by Cormier is Caleb Ryder. Pushed out near the 40, and that's enough for an Acadia first down.
Yeah, just throwing to the outside, away, catching it on the run away from the defender allowed him to get those extra yards at the end of the reception.
That was the last play of the first quarter after 1 quarter of play. Score Axemen 10, Mounties 6.
We're on a journey to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians. We're on a journey to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians. We source our top quality steak and rotisserie style seasoned chicken from right here in Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment. So, whether you make your way to Richard's Subway in Hanna, Alberta, or Kent's Subway in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, you can feel good about your choice. We care about the food we serve and where it comes from, and we promise to give you our best.
Welcome back, everyone. About to start the second quarter of play. My name is Craig Brett, along with Paul Delmott. Acadia going to run on 1st and 10, and Cole Estabrooks is met in the hole by Aaron Rose of the Mounties and others. Short gain on the play, maybe 1.5.
Yeah, he was just there was a little bit of hesitation. They opened the gap and they just jumped through it and were able to wrap around. Halstead was able to get behind and play the anchor to keep them to a gain of only a couple of yards.
We'll call this 2nd and 8 for Acadia from the 38 of the Mounties. Acadia with a 5-receiver set. Mounties shuffling on the line of scrimmage. Throw out in the flat, and Connell trips up Caleb Ryder. And short gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, no, he basically had the defensive back covering, and Connell was able to get in on that side and just go for the just take his feet from under him. Like, he had to go up, get the catch, take his feet from under him, and keep him from getting any yards after the catch.
Acadia are keeping the offense on the field. Third down gamble here, 3rd and 5. Lots of motion, and then time count violation. They were trying to draw the Mounties offside, and Mounties didn't bite. Instead, we have the time count against the Axemen. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Coach Cummings is like, what? That's the Acadia coach.
It was there because the Waggle cross line right at the count, right? I think they were timing that up, but they didn't get. I'm not sure if they were trying to drag them or if they just didn't get the snap off. From the coach's reaction, thinking they didn't get the snap off.
The ball was never snapped, so penalty is time count, assuming the clocks were running properly. Oh, and now the officials want to have a chat with the folks in the booth. No penalty. Now the Mountie coach, of course, Peter Fraser, wants to talk things over.
Did we find out why?
20-second clock went before the time was
The 20-second, they're a little jumpy on the 20-second clock. It had expired before the main clock did, and so they didn't get the full 20 seconds. So now they'll get the full 20 seconds to try the play. They're going to do some dancing around, try to get the Mounties to jump offside. Goddard's going to throw it a quick slant, and he's got the first down to Mullally. He's wrapped up immediately by Matt Watson, but Acadia will move the sticks. 10-yard gain there.
Yeah, no, just a nice little quick little slant. They got 5 yards. They knew they were going to have pressure up front. That opened up the back end. They were going to man, and he was able to break from his defender.
Acadia, keep the drive going. Throw it down the sideline. This one is picked by Watson. He's going down the sidelines. Can he be caught? We'll see. Watson still going at the 10, and he's going in for a touchdown, Mounties!
Arms out as if he was flying, because he was flying. He did the same thing. These are the ball hawks. They do a lot of film work, and he just knew where that ball was going, was able to jump the route knowing that he had support from behind.
So put 6 on the boards for the Mountie defense. Matt Watson with the pick 6. What was that? That was 55 and another probably about 90 yards, give or take. He caught it at around the 20. So about a 90-yard interception return there for Matt Watson. Makes the score Mounties 12, Axemen 10 with the convert pending.
Just an incredible play, and you're waiting for them to kick in. They always seem to know where the football is going, these defensive backs of Mount A.
Convert's good from James Parker. Makes it 13-10.
12:32 left in the first half. It is
12:32 left.
It's when you look at the stats and you start saying, oh, wow, they've got a lot of passing yards and all this, but why is the score not matching up? It's when you work your way down the field and then the football starts going the other way on you. And that's been the strength of the Mounties in these past, especially the past 3 games, if not 4 games, is defenders just seeming to be able to read where the quarterback's going to put that football.
Yeah, it's the defensive backs getting the INTs, and it's been the running game. Now, the running game has been stalled out a little today, as Acadia have been pretty effective.
I mean, they were going to focus on that too, right? They knew they had to focus on Hicks. They have to focus on the running game, but just an excellent read by Matt Watson, and I believe
this AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by FIBE and Bell Alliant. My name is Craig Brettel. I'm with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. It's fall. It's a little cold. Wind gusts a little bit from the west. It's Sackville. That's the way it is today here. On the Tamchamara Marshes, Parker with a sidewinder going all the way to the end zone. He got it up into that wind, taken back by Mason Brown of Acadia, and he runs into a garnet wall near the 18-yard line.
Yeah, pretty well stopped up at the 19, and just kind of stopped. There was contained inside, outside, all sides.
Yeah, it looked like Lucas Corbier was in the middle of that wall. Aaron Rose also over there. And they'll spot it officially at the 17 of the Axemen. And we also have an injured Mountie on the play, hopping off, one of the special teams cover guys, in a little bit of discomfort. We'll see what that. It looks like Michael Delmonico, slow to go up, back up DB for the Mounties. No, check that. It's Ben Campbell. Also backup DB. Acadia, 1st and 10 from their own 17, handoff to Wright, who's back in the game. He's met in the hole by Aaron Rose and push backward, gets a bit of help from Damian Halstead, and gain of about 1 on the play.
Aaron Rose just, as if there wasn't even a lineman there, he just shed the lineman, was able to wrap up, get a good arm around tackle, and everyone else came in to join, and just a gain of about 1.5 yards on that play.
2nd and long for Acadia. Spread the formation. Kennard takes the snap, looks over the middle, and he's got a receiver there. That's Ryder. He makes one man miss and is finally tripped up outside the 30 to the 33. First down.
Yeah, Ryder just slid into a nice little open spot there. A good on a rope sort of pass to him, which he was able to secure enough for them to get out of the shadow of their goalpost.
So they'll spot it at the 34 of Acadia. Axemen continued the drive from there. Handoff to right, and he's tripped up by Dylan Cormier before he can get going. And there's a penalty marker on the play.
Let's see which way that flag is going, because Cormier was able to get into the back field and wrap up just on his legs as he was trying to get around the corner.
Looks like it's against Mount Allison. Offside.
Offside, that's what I was wondering, because he was pretty fast onto the line.
A little too quick was Dylan Cormier, perhaps, in that one. So that'll negate the play and make it 1st and 5. Not quite the penalty fest we've had in these last couple games Mount Allison's played at home, but a nil-time penalty nevertheless. Kennard's going to throw this one out in the flat. It's deflected. Damian Halstead got his mid on it as sneaking out in the flat was Dale Wright, but the ball never got to him.
Yeah, just a great play, getting the hand out, deflecting the football, and putting it back to 2nd and 5. But he was trying to get to the outside from his linebacking position and was able to react to the football.
So we have a small delay here. Kennard goes over to talk things over. Skylar LeBlanc checks into the game for the Mounties in the secondary, replacing Jake Spence. A little bit of a low snap. Kennard throws on this, picked off by Graham Stevens. Graham Stevens on his horse at the 10, the 5, and he's in for a touchdown, Mounties! No flags on the play.
Stevens, that was just a brilliant move. He was there. He was doing the cover and saw the ball coming and said, that one is mine. There was a little bit of a juggle there when he got it, but he was able to take it and just beeline for the end zone.
All right, so that's pick 12 for the Mounties secondary and linebacker. Stevens is actually the loose linebacker, the long side linebacker. 44-yard interception return, according to our official statistician, John Keefe. And so that's a combined 134 yards of interception returns, if you're doing the math on the fly for the Mounties secondary. And more importantly, 12 points, both converted now by Parker to make the score. Mounties 20, Axemen 10.
Yeah, just, I mean, this team is just going to start being feared. I mean, you're going up against the best quarterback, I think, in the AUS, and they're just starting to get comfortable, getting the reads on it, getting into the right positions, looking for the football, and their numbers are showing that. They've got 2 more, so that's up to 18 during the year.
Time to thank some of the other folks involved in the broadcast. Dylan Jones operating the camera up on the roof. That's the job I don't want. Thanks, Dylan. Sean Carey pressing all the right buttons to our left, making sure that all the images and sound get to people. Ian Allen did all the setup and coordination. And, of course, the voice of the Mounties, Steve Ridlington, brings everybody together and makes sure there's people in all the places. He's kind of the producer of all the webcasts for Mountie Athletics.
I bet the Acadia is going to have a lot of time of possession on this one, but it's not going to matter as much on the scoreboard.
No, you don't get a whole lot of time of possession on interception returns. Another sidewinder from Parker. This one goes all the way into the end zone and back through. So give one more point to the Mounties. Makes the score Mounties 21, Axemen 10.
Yeah, no, he didn't attempt to go for it, and it goes out. They're going to get the point. So.
Yeah. Imagine how far he could kick it off if he had a good leg.
But you have to see, like, he's got tape that's going down on his calf and going up onto his slides. I'm not sure where the injury is, but he's still, I mean, he's getting enough support that he's getting these kicks off. He's getting a bit of a more of a sidewinder than a head over tail type kick, mind you.
So Acadia will start 1st and 10 from their own 35 following the Rouge on the kickoff. Gennard takes the snap, hands it off to Estabrooks. He escapes around the left edge, gets into the secondary, breaks tackles, and keeps going until he's knocked over by Rose, but he was grabbed around the ankles by Matt Watson first.
We have the two running backs, Estabrooks and Estabrooks on both sides. This one, Cole Estabrooks, but he was just able to, just a nice little speed back, some good cuts there, and was able to keep on his feet and drag the Mounties with him.
I mean, most days Estabrooks is a common name in Sackville, but also on the football field here today. Ball just inside Mountie territory. First down Acadia. Estabrooks running right side this time. A little less room as Graham Stevens grabs him around the waist and hauls him down for a gain of about 1.
I think he's actually right at the line of scrimmage. He got just from where the indication, just shy of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's close, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll call it right on the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Acadia shuffle their slot backs as they do on most plays. Gennard takes the snap. Mounties coming on the blitz. It's picked up, and it's complete to Gledhill over the middle. He is sandwiched by Skylar LeBlanc and Jake Spence.
Yeah, he was just lifted off to take the feet away from the equation on that one. But nice little crossing pattern just between the deep secondary and the linebackers at the deep part of the near far pattern. Just a quick little note.
Go ahead.
From outside from St. X now over St. Mary's, 14-0.
What is it? 14-0.
So 1st and 10.
Correct.
A little Statue of Liberty play, draw to Estabrooks. He gets into the secondary. He's tripped up by Lucas Cormier. And he falls forward close to first down yardage. We'll wait for the official spot.
We'll give him an extra 2 yards of flight because Cormier was able to knock him down, or knock him, but just take his legs out, and he just reached forward.
About a half yard short, 9.5 on that one. Acadia bring in a 6th O lineman, make that a 7th O lineman. They go heavy. And Duncan Patterson in at quarterback. Quarterback keeper. And his progress is stopped by Aaron Rose of the Mounties. Good gain, though. Gain of about 3 or so, 4 almost on the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, they're being able to get these drives down, and once they get into the or just inside the scoring zone, that's when things start getting a little tricky.
So 1st down Acadia at the Mountie 21. Wildcat offense.
16 behind center here.
As Mason Brown
Pass 16.
is going to pass it. And it's broken up in the corner as Skylar LeBlanc separates the intended receiver, Glode Mullally, from the football.
That was just a brilliant play on that side. Because he just got in his position, and as he was catching the football, got the arm in and was able to strip it away.
We have an injured Mountie on the play, Vincenzo Frangione, slow to get up. He'll be replaced by O'Neill Barton, but the Mounties are going to take the opportunity to get a little water break in as as Frangione
Frangione
is being escorted off by the training staff. Training staff wearing purple today. Once again, purple is the color chosen by Craig's cause, the people who are raising money and awareness for the cure of pancreatic cancer. All right, 2nd and 10 now for Acadia from the Mountie 21, following the incomplete pass on the previous play. Gennard dropping back, and he is sacked
Is taken down.
as Daniel Bell from the halfback position comes in, gets in his sight line so he can't throw, and then falls on him.
No one caught Bell, and he has to get rid of that football quickly. But as he looked at his targets, they're nice solid cover, and Bell was able just to wrap him up. And what is it?
13-yard loss on the play.
13-yard loss on the play.
So 6:17 left on the clock. Mounties lead by 11, and as a matter of fact, they pushed with the wind blowing in the face of the Axemen. The Axemen have put their punt unit on. Mounties called timeout because Acadia were ready to snap the ball and lined up, and Mounties didn't have their people on the field.
No, I think there was just that reaction to, because they were expecting field goal, but they had the punt team out, and that's a completely different scheme that you want to send out.
Because Acadia could have snapped that one to an up back and could have run for a touchdown. So smart timeout.
You got two of them per half, so use them when you have to.
I mean, not smart to have nobody on the field when the other team is
It's
set, but given that you noticed it, that's the best thing the Mounties could do. Yeah, because Acadia, all they had to do was go hut on one, and it was 6 for the visitors.
With 25 yards to go, or 30 yards to go, is pretty.
So on 3rd and long for the Mountie 35, Acadia with the punt team on. Aiden O'Neill literally under his own goalpost to return this one. Going for the coffin corner kick. Doesn't go in. He takes it. O'Neill takes it at the 5-yard line, and he is surrounded by Axemen.
That's a situation where you're there, you see the ball coming in, it's a short kick. You gotta let the ball go in the end zone. You either take the rouge or just, in this case, go in, take it out to the 1, and get advanced to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, but it's a good kick in that it wasn't going to land in the end zone. It would have had to have bounced into the end zone. So it's always a little. You never really want to let the ball bounce as a returner, but that's a case where you probably want to.
Yeah.
The one case. So they'll spot it at the. Is that the 5? Maybe the 6. First in a long ways for the Mounties. Patry and Estabrook's in the backfield. Patry takes the snap. He's going to throw this one going deep. Just overthrows York up near the 35-yard line, and there's a penalty marker on the play.
Yeah, now it's my turn not to be able to see where the marker is.
I think that one was thrown the pink on the Garnet that time.
On the Garnet, yes.
Make it hard for anybody to
see.
Illegal block bound.
All right.
So that's going to be, well, it's
penalty,
up to them whether they're going to take that half the distance or just take the down.
Penalty
Looks like they're taking the down.
Allison, an illegal block.
So we'll see. We'll get the official word from the referee, and the penalty is declined.
That penalty has been declined. 2nd and 10, Mount Allison.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Mounties just outside their own 5. Although it looks to me like it's marked almost at the 7 from the outside marker. Yeah, it is. It is at the 7.
That's 7-yard. So they have 2nd and 10. They got to get to the 17, preferably the 18, in order to get a fresh set of downs.
All right, we're just waiting for the ball to be reset after the incomplete pass, because like the penalty never happened. It was declined. Mounties with the 6th lineman out there acting as a tight end. Patry throwing it over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's caught by Walker.
Catch is caught.
As he goes he goes Matrix and catches that one outside the 20 for a first down.
Well, that was a nice slant. He brought up. He knew exactly where he had to get to. Got to the point. Quick release of the football, well delivered, and says make sure I secure it and get the first down.
What CFL legend does that remind you of? Ben Cahoon. He could catch them in any position.
All about the possession receiver.
Mounties get a little breathing room. 1st and 10. Patry going wide side to Hicks. He puts his head down and manages to get near the first down marker. As holding on for dear life was Guimont.
He was caught about 8 yards, and he had to fight for those extra 3. But not a fresh set of downs for the Mounties.
Tackle on that play was by number 17 for the Axemen.
So ball's placed near the 33 of the Mounties. Fresh set of downs for the Garnet and Gold. Play action pass. Patry going to throw it. He's got Hicks. He breaks Guimont's tackle again, and he's pushed down by the safety, Cameron Cogler, as he gets into Acadia territory at the 47, maybe 48.
What I like about Hicks is when he rounds the corner, he's not looking for taking to the outside. He's trying to get as many yards, and he was able to get basically in the middle down the hash marks there, and he ended up having to get pushed from behind. But it was sort of like he was in the state of falling down, but keep going forward.
So there was a penalty marker on the play, a face masking call against.
And that was Acadia. Away from the play.
So that'll give the Mounties another 15. They'll spot it at the 32 of Acadia. 1st and 10 from there. Patry looks to throw this one left, doesn't like what he sees. He escapes right, pulls it down, and slides near the 35. Another flag as he got hit after he slid.
He
as
slid
they say in
in.
baseball.
35 came in. Grant.
Yeah.
Kamayu?
Kamayu.
So, thank you. And there was a reaction, so I'm wondering if we're going to see. We see 2 flags, so there's probably one for the late and the maybe the reaction penalty.
All right, so that's unnecessary roughness against Acadia. That's late hit.
Spearing.
Yes. All right, so that was a spearing because he came in with his helmet, right?
He came in with his helmet. He had already done the slide, and I mean sometimes you commit to that tackle, but because he led with the crown of the helmet, or with the helmet, he gave on the Mounties of. You had mentioned earlier that there weren't as many penalties, but it seems now they are playing catch up.
Yeah, it's Acadia with the penalties. Often the Mounties have had a lot of penalties this year, Paul.
I mean.
All right, so that moves the ball down to the 11 of Acadia. 1st and 10 from there. Daniel Francis is in the backfield for the Mounties with Patry. Going to hand it off to Francis, right side, following the receivers who are blocking it. There breaks one tackle, gets a bit of a rugby maul.
And a flag.
It's pulled out of bounds near the 6, and another flag.
I have a feeling it might be another flag there from extracurricular. Looks like a Mountie was pushed down.
Maybe they've got a flag near the point of attack as well.
We have an injured Axemen on the play.
And an injured Axemen.
It looked like he was getting off the field from where the flag was thrown. So.
Yeah, so we got 2 flags, so they'll need to have a little conversation about this, do some math, get a slide rule.
Well, the one there's with
holding Mount A, unnecessary roughness, Mount A. Oh, objectionable conduct, Mount A. Oh, objectionable conduct, Acadia. All right. Oh, so we got.
I think that was the push down at the side.
So that's a lot of math. So we got a hold Mount A, we got objectionable against Acadia, and we've got an unnecessary against Mount A.
We have a holding call
That should be what a
necessary roughness penalty against the Mounties and objectionable conduct against the Axemen.
objectionable is usually 10, so it's at a 15-yard offset against the Mounties. Or you decline the hold.
Take the other 2, bounce them off, and roll it down, so it'll be 2nd and 15.
Yep. Or you cancel the.
That's an option.
Yeah, or you could cancel the down altogether and go for 2nd and 15. Or all right, so they're gonna talk this one over with the coaches, obviously, because both coaches have options to do. Of course, the Mounties will take the objectionable, of course.
They have to take the objection.
Okay, or otherwise it's 25 yards and penalties against the Mounties. But
And that's an after the fact penalty.
yeah, I don't know where the necessary roughness happened. If it happened after the play or during the play, and of course the holding
I
happened
wonder if
during
they read
the play.
that off the maul because just that flag came out near where that maul was happening.
Indeed. All right. Let's see what's going to happen. 2, 3. So 15-yard offset going against Mount A.
Unnecessary roughness, Mount A.
Oh, don't move the
From
front.
the
No.
point of
From the line of scrimmage.
okay.
So the
First down.
so first down repeated. Back they went back.
These two offset.
Yep.
And this 15.
Yep. So the holding and the objectionable offset, the 10 yards each, the 15 of the unnecessary roughness is marched back against the Mounties, and it'll be 1st and 25 from the 26.
2026.
So
In theory, they could get a first down without scoring.
all rules explained, all math done, ready to play some football. Play action pass. Patry doesn't like what he sees to his left, goes back to his right, and just throws it away.
Yeah, he did a nice. He eluded the tacklers, but he didn't have anyone on that right side to throw to. Everyone sort of had moved a bit more to the left, and he just put it into a safe zone and got rid of it.
There wasn't a single receiver.
There
on
was
the right.
no one on the right. Everyone
No.
had sort of
There
were
was
center and left, and there was nothing.
Yeah, there was a tight end over there, but that was the extra O lineman.
The original play was supposed to go to the left. Just as he looked to the right, there was
Nothing.
And when he was scrambling, that's when you get those guys come. You should have at least one receiver come to that side.
Yeah, the one receiver who was on that side had come through to kind of fake run. All right, now this play doesn't get off.
No, time.
Mounties,
Timeout.
Mounties called timeout just before the clock ran out. So Mounties used their second timeout.
Okay, so
Timeout, Mount Allison. Be sure to pick up your
All right,
ticket. You'll see various
2:51 left.
ticket sellers. who are
And officials are going to take this opportunity to inform the benches that it's a 3-minute warning. The clock rules are going to change ever so slightly. This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by 5 and Bell Alliant. My name is Craig Brett, along with Paul Delmott at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University. This all-important AUS final game of the regular season. Mounties lead the Axemen 10-0. At last report,
Still showing 14-0.
St. FX leads St. Mary's 14-0. That combination of scores, should they hold up, would put would eliminate St. Mary's. Mounties would be second in the conference, and Bishops would come here for the conference semifinal next week.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see that score, but also you have a team that wants to put that extra win on the field, the same as the Mounties do.
So 2nd and 25 for the Mounties. Patry going to throw to York near the 5. York didn't seem ready for that one, and we have another flag on the play.
York, Colin O'Leary was sort of blocking his route, and I'm just wondering.
Well, what do we got here?
There was a little bit of confusion there. He had 3 defenders on that side, but
Another unnecessary roughness against Mount A. This was. Wonder where that happened. Maybe in the line, a bit of a low block. I don't know what manner of unnecessary roughness that was, but.
in reference to your comments earlier, this is the type of Mount A football that we've been
Yeah,
seeing.
I kind of jinxed the penalty thing, didn't I, by saying it wasn't as much of a problem so far today. It's come back.
I think we're getting into time zone territory.
Yeah, this is 3rd in time zone for the Mounties. They're out of field goal range even, because of the line of scrimmage, the 41, even with the wind at his back, I don't think Parker's going to try a 48-yarder. And as I say that, he has a tee in his hand, and he's going to try a 48-yarder. There's a reason why I'm a commentator, not a coach, Paul.
I think they're going. He's got the win. He's been pretty good up to a lot of his kicks in the 40 range. So maybe the extra win will help with the extra yardage.
All right, 48-yard attempt. Kick is up. Got lots of leg, but it's wide right. Acadia runs into the goalpost as the return guy, and then he spins around. Hastings, he still has it, and he runs out of bounds with Parker on the tackle. So Hastings got to the 17, but by ruling the AUS, he'll get the 20 for running it out of the end zone.
Parker's been in on some of these important tackles on the outside. My style of kicker.
He's got 2 tackles now on returns.
Now, you don't necessarily want to have your kicker to have 2 tackles on returns, but he's also doing it up. He's making his way. He's not waiting for him to come to him. He's getting to the guy with the football.
So no points on that drive for Mount Allison. The score stays 21-10. Acadia having 1st and 10. A little fake pitch to nobody, and then Mullally on the hitch. He breaks 1 tackle and is pushed out of bounds by Skylar LeBlanc.
Yeah. Skylar LeBlanc just was able to help corral him to the outside, and he was checked up.
And St. Mary's 3.
So gain of 7 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 3. Got an update on the out-of-town scoreboard. It's now 14-3 for St. Francis Xavier over St. Mary's. Hand off to right. Not a whole lot of room, but he makes his own room around the left side and manages to get 1st down yardage.
A good seal block on the left side of the line allowed him to get around and get enough yardage for that 1st down.
Yeah, gain of 7 on the play. They'll bring it out to the 34. Kennard with play action pass, lots of time, looking downfield, slings it, and it's broken up.
Broken up by 18.
As Matt Watson comes in and hits the intended receiver, Glenhill, as he thought he had the ball. Ball falls to the turf, incomplete.
He was in the middle of securing that, and Watson just put his shoulder into him and was able to separate him from the football. Kennard almost got caught in the backfield too, just as he was releasing that football. But the big thing too is it was a soft pass. It wasn't like a hard, and so it allowed for Watson to close in on the defense.
2nd and 10 from the Axemen 34. Quick hitter outside to Mullally, and he's tackled right away by Watson.
Watson takes out.
Gain of about 6? We'll wait for the spot on the play. It'll be about 5. So it'll be 3rd down for the Axemen. And here comes the punt unit.
If you get those passes that seem to go to the wide sides, the Mountie defense is reacting really well to them. It's those short, tight ones up the middle that Acadia's had more success with.
All right, George gets the snap, and high kick. Backpedaling near his 30 is Aiden O'Neill. He tries to get to the sideline, does, and he's pushed out of bounds by Mullally up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Mounties start 1st and 10 from there. I'm looking for penalty markers, none to be seen.
None to be seen. He was able to get around, find that nice little seam. And what we've been seeing in a couple of cases here where they're getting to the sideline and just cutting up and not just heading out of bounds.
Staff Association, QB 3433. Holding Mount A.
So there was a penalty after all. Holding against Mount A. Again, I can't see the markers, people. I need help. This one was
Penalty on the play as against Mount
Because I saw an Acadia player on the ground with a Mountie player on top, and I thought, maybe an illegal block.
Yeah, that
on this
was
one.
could have been with Corey Challenger was the one who was.
Yeah.
the 20-yard line, first and
So
10,
they probably called that one.
So they'll mark that from the point where the ball was, where the hold happened, which was when he caught the ball at the 30, and so move it back to the 20. Yep. In-flight foul is the technical term. Our head official tells us, and so from point of possession, Mounties backed up again, 1st and 10, at their own 20. Little slot back sweep by the Mounties, and not a whole lot of forward motion for Walker.
Except there will be now because he was caught by Brett Switzer. A bit of a head tackle, it seems,
All
from
right,
this direction.
so a gain of 1 on the play, but we'll see what the penalty marker's about. I can see them when they're flying through the air, which that one did at the end of the play. Unnecessary roughness. Another hit to the head. Hit to the head.
That was I said that you could see the head tackle, and he stopped because that type of tackle very dangerous. You're going to get a lot of yards off that one.
And so that moves the ball out to the 36 of the Mounties and gives the Garnet and Gold a fresh set of downs. Long snap count here. Patrick gets the snap. Going deep for Hicks. Ball hangs up. Hicks catches it at the 40 of Acadia. Breaks a tackle momentarily and is angled out of bounds by Guimont. Hicks is down to the 26.
That was a brilliant touch pass. It came right in. Switzer was in position, but it didn't react to the receiver's eyes, but just over the helmet, into the arms, and he's able to catch it on a run, and that's always going to guarantee a lot of yards after the catch.
All right, 48 is what I got. I was thinking about 48 or 50. So 48 yards on that one for Josh Hicks. And we have an injured Axemen as well. I wonder if it was the tackler who was being dragged there, Guimont. He's not accounted for in defense, so Patry is 9 for 13 passing for 159 yards so far here in the first half, and the rushing game, Patry also leads the Mounties in rushing with 25 yards.
Once the switch to Patry has definitely aided the Mounties, and they were able to between his running game and his ability to get the football down the field, and just a good, it seems to be a good game manager, has helped them out tremendously.
Now, did I mention that Patry had passed for 159 yards? Guess who has caught 140 of those?
Could his number be 8 and 4?
Yes, it would be. It would be Josh Hicks.
At halftime between the St. of Axemen and St. Mary's, the score in Halifax is 14 to Axemen, 3 for St. Mary's.
You can tell that we're hearing the outside score that St. of X wants to play the spoiler on this one, wants to get that extra win on the field, and and St. Mary's has just been in sort of a nosedive in the last part of the season.
So Drew Guimont, who wasn't the starting corner, moved a corner, and now Cullen O'Leary is going to come in at field corner for the Axemen, wearing number 40. First down Mounties at the 26 of Acadia. Patry going deep, left side. He's got a receiver in the end zone. And the ball kind of hangs up. And it was looking for Walker, and it was the aforementioned O'Leary. They were testing him out, and he got back just in time to break it up.
Yeah, no, I mean, the ball was there. It was Hicks who was in. Yeah, it was Hicks out there, right? Yeah, and he got there, and I think he was also trying to compensate for a bit of wind behind that and drop it in, but just took a little bit too long to get there.
If it had been a little crisper, Hicks would have been able to curl back to it. And
it's interesting when your major receiver is the field side receiver. wide receiver.
Hicks is on the boundary this time. On 2nd and 10. Patry is going to quarterback draw, going straight up the middle. Riley Gabriel grabs him
Patry
after a gain of about 5 or 6.
tackled by Riley Gabriel on the play.
Gets to the 20.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 4, so looks like the field goal unit coming on the field.
Try to turn that 11-point lead into a 14-point lead.
All right, Caleb Melanson doing his job. His first job is to count everybody to make sure there's 12. His second job is to put the tee down. And his third job, of course, is going to be to pin the ball. This would be, what, about a 27-yarder? Straight down the middle, and that one's good.
Parker's kick is good from the 27-yard line. 117 left in the first half.
So that's
10 for the Acadia.
So that's 3 for 4 in the afternoon right now for James Parker. And that increases the Mounties' lead to 14 points, as you said, Paul. That's 2 converted touchdowns.
2 converted touchdowns. Parker's been getting as close to the mark with the long field, the 48-yarder. He was a bit to the right on that, but get the share points, get a 2 full touchdown lead on Acadia, because you never know when they're going to come back, and so make sure you get some points on the board instead of just handing over the football, especially with 1:17 left.
Yeah, lots of time for Hunter Gennard as he starts 1st and 10 from the Acadia 35. He's got 4 receivers to his left. He's going to throw that way. Here comes a little hitch screen to Gledhill. He gets a couple of blocks and manages to run out of bounds outside the 45 at about the 47. That's a first down for the Axemen.
Yeah, there's looked to be a little bit of a hold on that left side that just wasn't quite enough, but it did slow down the defender from getting to the receiver.
The ball is almost at the 48. Gennard going to throw quickly left side to Mullally. And he's converged on by Watson and LeBlanc, but not before he gets another first down, and importantly gets out of bounds at the 49 of the Mounties.
Because Mullally's going to the outside, and Beals is going to the inside of that position. That crowds up the defenders on that side, but he was able to get it and take it to the outside and get the first down yardage. And 1:05 left on the board.
Yeah, very efficient first 2 plays on this drive for Acadia. Hand off to right, up the middle. He gets a couple of blocks, escapes through the line. Now he's going to get a little push as the maul ensues, and he gains about 8 on the play. Graham Stevens at the bottom of the pile for the Mounties.
Now, just a little bit about Wright. He's a height of 5'6", but he goes in at 195. Just a very stocky running back, or a small running back, and he's able to carry the tacklers with him and get about 3 or 4 more yards on that from first point of contact.
All right, we had an injured Axeman on the play, Jacob Fenchek, the slot back. He's limping off. Gennard takes the opportunity to talk to the coach, see what they want to do here on 2nd and 2. Inside a minute now left in the first half. Gennard under center. Hands it off to right, left side. He gets a small seam, and he's hauled down by Skylar LeBlanc at the 36.
Yeah, it looked like he was going back, and it looked like a running play from the get-go, but I had a sense that he could have maybe gone for a quick pass on that, but he was able to get the right, and he was able to get the first down.
All right, standard formation this time for Acadia. Quick one over the middle to Mason Brown.
Gennard to Mason Brown, a quick one.
Stevens with the tackle for the Mounties after a gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, just coming shy of the linebacking core, able to curl back at the football.
Hitch screen left side overthrows the intended receiver. Gledhill, that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that one was just a little bit high, but they've had good luck on that field side, just throwing those hitch passes, getting the blockers forward, but he wasn't able to reel it in.
Yeah, that one was intended for Yao Ming. Acadia are going to call a timeout to see what they want to do on 3rd and intermediate here. It is field goal range. You could imagine kicking a field goal here on 3rd down. You could also imagine going for it. Field position is not as important this late in the half. I mean, it's now in vogue to go in 3rd down, but late in the half, I like the points.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
a little bit old-fashioned.
It's going to change things up a little bit, and
because you don't need to score 2 touchdowns if you're down by 11, right? There's
Yeah.
a 2-point convert and a field goal, right? So Acadia called timeout. They want to talk this one over, and we'll see what they. There's lots to talk over. You know whether you want to kick, if you're going to keep
it's a
the
little bit
offense
less
on.
than
What do you
4.
want to do?
You've been having some luck of late with the running backs, depending on who you send out.
All right, the offense is going to stay out there for Acadia. I wonder if they're going to try that thing where they try to draw the defense offside first and maybe take their second time out. They still have one more time out. Right is the setback. Here we go. They're going to try that fake waggle. Mounties didn't go the first time. Gennard's going to throw it over the middle, and and a ball is caught by Ryder. Quick slant gets the first down.
And that's what you're seeing on the outside, because whether they're going to go out,
And
he had a rough tackle, so he's actually down on the turf. But Ryder comes in on that slant, and the other receiver tends to try to pull the defenders out to the outside. And knowing they had to get the 3 yards, just going for that quick slant, get the ball in his hands. But he ended up getting all the defenders converged on him.
so lots of substitutions now in the receiving corps for Acadia. Jacob Fenchek comes back in. He was injured a couple plays ago. And Ethan Kimura comes in for Ryder, who's injured right now. We've got 22 seconds left. Acadia have a fresh set of downs at the, what is that, the 23 of the Mounties, looking to eat into a 14-point deficit. These last couple minutes of the first half are taking a long time. Mind you, the clock rules change.
Clock rules change, and also they've been going with hurry-up offense, just trying to throw the defense off if they can. A lot of those quick sort of short patterns, taking it to the outside, and some mix-ups on running plays. So just trying to put the Mounties on their heels. And we've seen this a couple times where we've been able to drag them down the field with these quick patterns.
Yeah, Isaiah Hickson and Jamie Fortune on to carry their teammate off the field here for Acadia. That's never nice to see. Clearly favoring his left leg here. We do hope it's not a serious injury to Caleb Ryder. It's just the kind of thing that they can work on the treatment bench. Now back to football. 1st and 10 for Acadia. End zone. Pass, juggled, and caught by Cordell Hastings. Put 6 on the board for Acadia, as it was just a case of putting it as high as you can and letting the taller man come down with the football.
Well, he did get into the football. He was able to knock it up, but Hastings was just focused and able to reel it in.
So that'll lift the spirits of the visitors here to make it 24-16 with a convert pending. 12.3 seconds left in the half. Mounties are probably ruining not getting any points a little earlier on that drive that went backwards with penalties. George on to try the convert. It's good.
George's convert is good.
Makes the score Mounties 24, Axemen 17.
Mounties and 17 for Acadia.
Well, we always knew this was going to be a close game, Paul.
Oh, yeah, and you're dealing with, well, you're also dealing with the head coach of the Mounties being an assistant coach of the Acadia. They sort of kind of know each other's game, and when you work together with someone like that, you end up starting to start being able to read some of their plays and where their tendencies may be.
We also have a new assistant coach with the Mounties, a guy named Graves, you may have heard of.
Oh, yeah.
Also a former Acadia player. So, listen, we have a lot of success down there. Coach Wright at Acadia has put a good program together. Why not learn from them?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Acadia are pumped as they get ready to kick this one off following the touchdown pass. George has it on the tee, 45-yard line. He's going to do a little bouncy, dribbly thing. Over the head of Francis. Ball's still live, still loose. Mounties better jump on this, and they do, as getting on it to solve any problems were Nathan Jones.
It was the equivalent of that perfect sort of scoop kick because it was going across the ground and just doing that intermittent hop. And as people were trying to grab it, it was doing an off bounce. And
it hopped right over the head of Francis. So Mounties are happy to have fallen on that one because that ball is live. Acadia could have picked that one up at the Mountie 21. Mounties will start 1st and 10 from their 21. 7.9 seconds left on the clock. Let me see. Looks like kneel down formation here. And that indeed is what Dan Patry does.
Patrick takes a knee at halftime. Your score is Mounties 24.
And that makes David Patry rather. That makes the score. Mounties 17, Mounties 24, Axemen 17 here at halftime on this AUS TV broadcast.
Pancreatic cancer.
We're on a journey to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians. We source our top quality steak and rotisserie-style seasoned chicken from right here in Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming to our third
Whether you make your way to
annual
Richard's Subway in
Faculty
Hannah,
Cancer
Alberta,
Game.
or Kent's Subway in Dartmouth, Nova
Around
Scotia,
3
you
years
can feel
ago,
good
we
about your
found out
choice.
that my father,
We care about the
Darren,
food we
was
serve and where it
diagnosed
comes
with
from,
pancreatic
and we
cancer.
promise to give you our best every day.
Fortunately, he was one of the lucky ones. He's now 2 years cancer-free and is here to support today. Unfortunately, not everyone is that lucky. In fact, about 92% of Canadians are not. This is why the Mounties are hosting this game. Please join me in thanking our corporate sponsors, Knightsbridge, Robertson Surrett, TerraPure Environmental, and Performance Health for their support here today. Finally, a huge thank you to Athletic Director Pierre Arsenault, Head Coach Peter Fraser, and Mount Allison University for their continued support of this event. There is some clothing for sale on the table at the field entrance, and we're also accepting donations there, where 100% of the proceeds go directly to the cause. So thank you, enjoy the second half, and go Mounties!
Extraordinary mean. What does it look like? Maybe it's a familiar smile, a new perspective. Sometimes it's an idea that changes the world, or someone who changes your mind. We are the Maple League of Universities, 4 Canadian universities that focus on undergraduate education and share one philosophy, that an extraordinary way of life starts with an extraordinary way of learning. It means smaller classes where you have a bigger voice. It means professors who are mentors, who make you think deeper, bigger, higher. But more than this, an extraordinary way of learning is about feeling at home when you're away from home. It's waking up to the rustle of maple trees and following the same path
Ladies
to
and
class
gentlemen,
as the
please
scholars who
welcome
have come before you.
part of the Amherst
It's a
Toyota
community
halftime
event.
show, your Mount Allison dance team.
Sweat.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Mount
It
Allison
says I
advanced
was
team.
here. I worked here. It says I only have so much to give before I have to take. When I lose, I want to get
Community
back.
Partnership Group, which includes representation from Mount Allison, Town
Sweat
Sackville,
says,
the RCMP, Sackville Fire and Rescue,
this.
the NASU, and the
Gatorade,
local Sackville
created to
residents
help
hopes that you
replace
enjoy today's
sweat.
game. If you're planning to continue the enjoyment after the game, they want to remind you to be aware of your
We're on
residential
a journey
neighbors
to
and
making
act
Subway
respectfully
restaurants a better
and
choice for
responsibly as you move
Canadians. We
throughout
source
the
our
town.
top quality
We're all
steak and
building
rotisserie
community,
style
one
seasoned
neighborhood
chicken from right
at a
here in
time.
Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment. So, whether you make your way to Richard's Subway in Hannah, Alberta, to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians, we source our top quality steak and rotisserie style seasoned chicken from right here in Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment. So, whether you make your way to Richard's Subway in Hannah, Alberta, or Kent's Subway in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, you can feel good about your choice. We care about the food we serve and where it comes from, and we promise to give you our best every day.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jessica Riddell, Executive Director of the Maple League of Universities. The Maple League brings together 4 universities: Acadia, Bishops, Mount Allison, and St. Francis Xavier. They choose to collaborate to provide extraordinary student experiences both in the classroom and beyond. How do they do it? Let's find out from our Maple League partners.
The Maple League universities have a lot in common. Some of the key things that stick out to me is the fact that we were founded about 175 years ago. We are all intentionally small in size and embedded in regional communities, but we are yet connected on a global scale. We share similar visions in developing critical thinkers and leaders of tomorrow through the liberal education in the 21st century.
Wala espigana madnuo ko mo kakamulti ko migmagik wabinagik awagik akulistugik awagik.
En Acadie comme au Québec, les universités de la Maple League baignent dans un milieu de culture francophone qui enrichissent l'expérience étudiante.
The Maple League collaboration is coming into its own, with well-designed projects that offer students engaging experiences that go far beyond our individual campuses.
Each year, Bishops host the Up for Debate Weekend. Dozens of students gather for a debate tournament, TEDx talks, and a business case competition.
We also harness technology, so students from all 4 campuses benefit from outstanding faculty expertise across universities and academic disciplines.
Take the recent Time course. Through telepresence, Maple League students spent a semester exploring the concept of what time means through the lens of 4 fields of study, with a professor from each discipline from each Maple League university.
Without leaving this room, but on 4 campuses at once, I taught the religion portion of the Time course. Sharing perspectives on time from colleagues' expertise in music, physics, and biology made for a truly unique academic experience and learning opportunity.
Technology enhances the model of education we deliver, which is small class sizes and experiential learning. Our students enrolled in the Maple League Indigenous Entrepreneurship course remain on their home campuses, while international scholars come to them to workshop the case studies.
It also means students and students of life can sign up for Shakespeareans and do a summer institute course where we travel to the Stratford Festival.
When we founded our Live Life Unfiltered movement, an initiative that combats toxic expectations on social media, we plugged into the Maple League network to share a message. Giving a TEDx talk during Up for Debate weekend allowed us to share our vision with student peers across the Maple League.
So by fostering reciprocal relationships across institutional boundaries, we provide opportunities to transform as leaders, scholars, and institutions.
The Maple League of Universities is about 4 universities with long, rich histories in the liberal arts education. We've come together to create extraordinary opportunities for undergraduate education with a 21st century flavor. What we do in the Maple League of Universities is to create amazing opportunities for our students that allow them to be engaged dynamically in the classroom, in the laboratory, in the community, making a difference at home and abroad through experiential travel. Ultimately, it is about the power of 4 universities working together to create a value-added education for the 21st century, creating opportunities that are heretofore unimagined in Canada.
There are good reasons to choose this model of university education. We emphasize collaboration, student experiences, resilience, community engagement, and global citizenship. We offer students an individualized approach to undergraduate education, which we believe is an extraordinary way of learning in the 21st century.
When I look into the future, I've got to wonder how I'll fit in and how I can robot-proof my career. As Maple League students, we are taught to transform challenges into opportunities through a human approach to undergraduate education. When we graduate, I'm certain we'll know what to do.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the booth.
Hello,
I'm Craig Brett, along
Dr.
with Paul
Jessica
Del
Riddell,
Mott
Executive
at Alumni
Director
Field
of the
on
Maple
campus,
League
Mount
of
Allison University.
Universities.
It's halftime here
The Maple
in
League
this
brings together
AUS
4 universities, Acadia,
football game,
Bishop's,
last game
Mount
of the
Allison,
regular
and St.
season. Let
Francis
me give you a
Xavier.
little statistical
They
summary
choose to collaborate
of what
to
happened
provide
there in that
extraordinary
first
student
half.
experiences both in the classroom
Mounties
and
lead by
beyond.
7, of course.
How do they do it? Let's
One
find
number
out
that
from
to
our
look
Maple
at
League
is the
partners.
time of possession.
The Maple League universities have a lot in
Acadia had the ball
common.
over
Some of the
17
key things that
minutes.
stick out to me is the fact that we were founded about 175 years ago. We are all intentionally small in size and embedded in regional communities, but we are yet connected on a global scale. We share similar visions in developing critical thinkers and leaders of tomorrow through the liberal education in the 21st century.
Wala espigana madnuo ko mo kakamulti ko migmagik babinagi ka wagik akulas to ka wagik.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jessica Riddell, Executive Director of the Maple League of Universities. The Maple League brings together 4 universities, Acadia, Bishop's, Mount Allison, and St. Francis Xavier. They choose to collaborate to provide extraordinary student experiences both in the classroom and beyond.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the booth. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Del Mott at Alumni Field at Mount Allison University. Just to give you a little statistical flavor of what's going on. The big stat, of course, is the score. Mounties lead 24-17, but another telling stat, time of possession. Acadia had the ball for a little over 17 minutes. Mounties a little under 13. But when your defense is scoring 2 touchdowns, that's the big difference. And as we can see, the 2 interception returns for 134 yards, both of those touchdowns, and that's the kind of the difference here. As Acadia has had the ball a lot, they have not a whole lot more total yards, 223 to 198, so fairly close there. But it seems like Acadia's had the ball most of the first half, Paul.
They've had most, and they've lost. Where they've lost out on that is where they've had the 2 pick sixes. In the case of the Mounties, they're getting the yardage, but they're only getting 3 instead of 7. So the offense is definitely, you want them to show up in the second half. The defense is definitely doing their duty. And, you know, we've got enough movement now. Acadia has shifted taken the momentum into the half. And decided, okay, we're not going to go for the 3. We're going to go for the touchdown and try to grab that momentum, which I think they have. The Mounties just have to make sure they don't go back on their heels and are able to keep up the same defense we've been seeing all through. Now, starting off the second half, because the Mounties won, they'll be taking the wind, I assume, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the Mounties have decided to kick, so basically they chose the end for this quarter. They'll kick from the east side with the wind in their faces. And the wind is
freshening. It's actually breezier now than it was when the football game started. So, but that still gives Acadia the wind at their backs, and the Mounties are going to have to keep their eyes on both the passing game and the running game.
One thing I always like to see is your leading tackler a DB? That means either A, the running back is getting through the line of scrimmage, or B, the passes are being completed. And the Mounties' 2 top tacklers are DBs, Skylar LeBlanc and Lucas Cormier. So that's something you want to look out for. You want that middle linebacker to be your top tackler, and Aaron Rose has 3. He's number 3 on the list.
And when they started going up to the, well, they were not trying to go out much to the wide, but when they're going up the middle there and doing those quick slants, it's going to be the DBs that are going to have to step in and do those tackles.
Likewise, the leading tackler for Acadia, also a DB, Drew Guimont, as he's been charged with trying to follow Josh Hicks around the park all afternoon. So, but he's tied with Brett Switzer, who's also a defensive halfback, and he's the halfback on the same side of the field as Guimont. So when Guimont misses the tackle, Switzer's been tackling him.
Did Guimont come back on? That's the big thing, because he was dinged up there.
So anyway, that's the that's the defensive summary. Offensively, Hunter Gennard, 14 for 20 for 154 yards passing. The leading rusher, surprisingly for Acadia, is Cole Estabrooks with 32 yards on 4 attempts. Dale Wright has been contained so far, 29 yards on 9 attempts. They've spread the ball around receiving. They have Gledhill with 3 and Mullally and Ryder each with 4 catches. On the Mount A side, however, the passing is a little more, shall we say, condensed, as David Patry is 159 yards passing, 140 of those to Josh Hicks. Patry is also surprisingly the leading runner for the Mounties in the first half. Just about ready to start the second half of play here. Parker is going to kick it off from his own 45 from the east side of Alumni Field. That's into the wind, as Paul just mentioned, which is freshening. Patrick's just waiting for all the officials to be in order. I think we're waiting for the chain gang, the Downs box. So one of the members of the chain gang is not here. That's the one who tells us what down it is. Which is kind of important.
Yeah, pretty useful to have. And there's also what down is, but also where the ball is on the side, so you can see how many yards are left to go.
Yeah,
So
the two people with the 10-yard chain are there, but the Downs box crew is I don't know, got caught in hot dog line maybe at
they have a
halftime.
spare?
Oh, I see somebody in one of the AUS vests sprinting on the other side of Alumni Field, and so this won't take long. There will be.
Nope, they're going to run around the side.
You're going to run around the side. Well, you don't really need a Downs box for the kickoff, but it's good to have everything.
It's sort of like that, who's the, when you have the miscount on the field, who's the one who has to try to walk on without being noticed?
Well, a lot of teams do a good thing there, is they bring the whole team in
out
and kind of hide the guilty, as it were. So we're just about ready now to start the second half. We got Dylan Jones on the camera up top, Sean Carey pressing the buttons on the computer. Ian Allen brought us all together this afternoon, and Steve Ridlington schedules everybody to make sure there's people doing all the things that need to be done. And James Parker kicks the ball, and it's taken at the Acadia 15 by Darius Beckford, and he's wrapped up at the 25 by Lucas Cormier.
Yeah, just able to shed his block, get around, and wrap him up as he was trying to come around on the inside. But starting at the 25, so a reasonably long field for Acadia.
Yep, they'll spot it officially at the 26. And Hunter Gennard. And the Acadia offense did a really good job on the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half to put a touchdown on the field to see if they can carry that momentum over into the second half. Hand it off to right up the middle, and he runs into a wall. Mounties at the bottom of the pile is Graham Stevens. Also there for the Mounties was Reese Martin. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Just trying to run up the gut, and there was just no gap there whatsoever.
So 2nd and 7. Acadia go to their 5-receiver set. Gennard Looks right, then left, going down the rail, and overthrows the intended receiver, Malali. He's being covered by Skylar LeBlanc.
Yeah, there was a bit of jam there. LeBlanc was with him. He just wasn't able to make it to the mark. And I think that ball drifted just a little bit with the wind at his back.
Yeah, and I think also he had to take a slightly longer route to the ball as LeBlanc made him adjust his stride there a little bit. So George in punting formation for Acadia, back near his own 15. Aiden O'Neill to return this one for the Mounties. He takes it at his own 41, heads up the hash mark, wraps up the ball as he is tackled at the 46.
Tackled on the play by
Liam Young with the tackle.
Yeah, just a good trade-off on that with the punt, and Mounties ending up in very good field position.
Yes, indeed. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 46. David Patry, last to go to the Mountie huddle. He'll tell his teammates what coach wants them to do right now. Rowan Hickey declares as a tight end. Mounties go with 6-0 lineman. Patry going to throw this one. Doesn't like what he sees. Rolls to his right. Goes long to the sideline to Hicks. And he's tackled as he catches it by Emmanuel Beals. I'm not sure he gained any yards on that. Let's see where the ball is spotted.
About a yard?
A yard, yeah.
The ball went a long, long way, but he wasn't able to. He had to even go up to bring in the catch. But by the time he was starting to come down, he was taken out, so he couldn't get any extra yards after.
So I'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Mounties. Watching Hunter Sturgeon, a third-string quarterback, doing what looked like exercises on the sideline. I guess he's bringing the signals into the quarterback. Sweep to York, and that's strung out. He has nowhere to go. He is caught by Young and Gabriel.
Yeah. They had some contain on the side. He was trying to get to the out and just kept extending. So well done on Acadia's side, and just wasn't able to get north-south for basically a gain of nothing.
So that brings the punt team out again for the Mounties. Parker gets a good snap from Dylan Cormier. High kick hanging up in the wind. Comes down at the 34-yard line. And we got a flag on the play. And Mason Brown with a short return. No yards against the Mounties. Yeah, wasn't quite 5 yards away. He wasn't quite
5 yards away, but yeah. All depends on the angle.
Well,
sideways, it wasn't 5. And on my angle, he was doing his best.
When I saw the flag come out, I thought, yeah, that's no yards, but it's close. You know, if we had some baseball tech here with a little box around the receiver, we might be able to know definitely, but not as much
gets
tech.
me is that the tennis.
Oh yes, the Cyclops. All right, so Acadia take over 1st and 10 at their own 48 following the penalty. Kennard with a play-action pass. He's going to roll to his left, slings it out, and it's caught near center field by Cordell Hastings. He's run out of bounds by Terrell Connell.
And see where they give him the mark. Wow, okay. I thought he got at least to center.
No, he didn't quite get center, so we got him 54. So it'll be 2nd and, 4?
50-50 momentarily, so get your ticket out.
So 2nd and medium for Acadia. Play action pass, little sidearm sling, caught with the receiver on his knee. That was Hastings, so no tackle on the play. And just enough for a first down.
Yeah,
at the 49, at
that
51 of the Mounties.
So close to the ground, it almost looked like a one-hopper, but from here. But he was able to just get his hands underneath it and reel it in.
Got as low as he could. Because he was so low, he was whistled dead as soon as he caught the football.
4-4-9-1.
So 1st down, Acadia from the Mountie 51. Tight end becoming a split end. Gennard back to throw, lots of time, throws it over the middle to Mullally. He starts running across the field. Aaron Rose jumps on his back up across the 40. There's a penalty marker in the backfield, however.
Coming back.
Holding against Acadia.
Yeah, no, there was a holding on that side. Gave him a lot more time to get that off. Mullally was able to get to the outside, and they had linebackers trying to cover a wide receiver, and he was able to break out and get the extra yards after the catch, but all for naught.
The yards were after the catch, but the holding was before the catch. As a result, it'll bring up 1st and 20. They'll move the ball back to the Acadia 49.
Down at the entrance of the field, if you are the holder of 592-4491, please meet the staff by the athletic entrance behind the blue Toyota truck. The swim team
Acadia again with 5 receivers out wide. A little fake waggle. Going to hand this one off to Wright. He gets through a hole, slowed down by Damian Halstead, and that's enough for Daniel Bell to grab him and stop him short of center field. Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, they've been going to that, going to the rush and play action and going out for the pass. This time they actually committed to the run on the play.
So 2nd and 15. Ball just inside Acadia territory. Mounties crowding the line of scrimmage. Now falling off. Here comes a late blitz. It's picked up. That allows Gennard to get it over the middle to Hastings. He's tackled up at the 35.
Hastings making sure he was at the right spot to get the first down, but they ran the blitz. They saw it opened up, and he was able to pull out towards center and just secure the football. Just a great play.
Yeah, the safety blitz was picked up there, and that's what allowed the and they went right over the middle where the safety had come from. Big first down for Acadia, 1st and 10 at the 35 of the Mounties. Gennard with a fake throw, then he hands it off to Wright. He is tackled by Skylar LeBlanc after a gain of 3.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Mounties playing a deep zone on that and just waiting to see if it was going to be the run, but nicely chopped up with Skylar LeBlanc coming in from his defensive back position.
Yeah, short side halfback has a lot of run responsibility, and LeBlanc did it well there. Second and 7. Gennard calling the signals. Takes a snap. Pump fake. Now deep right. Looking for Mullally. Overthrows him near the 5-yard line. He had half a step on Matt Watson, but the ball falls incomplete.
He did a deke on Matt Watson, and he lost his footing, and he just took, but that deke ate up enough time that by the time the football arrived, he wasn't where it was.
Yeah. Skylar LeBlanc was coming over to help out Watson on the play. His assistance was not needed in the end. All right, so on 3rd down, Acadia have the field goal unit out. It's going to be a 39-yarder. Pretty much dead center for George. Aiden O'Neill in the end zone for the Mounties if the kick should prove unsuccessful. Ball's on the pin, kicks up. Well, that's wide right. O'Neill bobbles it. He's going to try to get it out, because if he gets it out, the Mounties get the 20-yard line. Some juking and jiving, some deacon, some stretching, and I think he got out.
O'Neill attempting to get out of the end zone.
And it looks like they're bringing it to the 20.
He did. So once you get it out of the end zone, you get at least the 20-yard line in the AUS. And so the...
Now the wind is coming across the field, but it's actually sort of coming towards where our press box is, and that both times on the longer field goals, and you can see from the telltales up top that it's coming cross on an angle, and that's where the ball has gone. It's gone to the right of the uprights.
Yeah, it was sort of not directly behind Acadia. They're behind and a little bit to their right.
Yeah.
What is that? A bit of a northwesterly?
Northwest.
So Mounties have the ball again, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Mounties lead by 7. Here in the 3rd quarter. Patry takes the snap, throws it over the middle, behind the intended receiver. And and actually a good play to prevent an interception there by Richie Cole as he knocked it back out of the air as the Acadia defenders were converging on it.
Yeah, no, and Switzer was there trying to, as he was bringing him down, trying to get his hand out as well. But
that'll bring up 2nd and 10 as Cole couldn't hang on. Estabrooks is the running back for the Mounties. The Mounties have 5 receivers here. Patry throwing it for Cole again. This time he catches it at the 30-yard line, gets up to the 38. And it was Switzer, I think, with the tackle coming in from the halfback position.
just running that deep slant, coming in a bit of a curl back to the football to position yourself to be facing the football as it comes in, and made sure he secured the catch.
So 1st and 10 for the Mounties. Patry with a suite of receivers to his right. Decides he's going to hand it off to Estabrooks. He gets through the middle. He's tripped up by Feltmate. And he gets out to the 49. That's 11 yards and a Mountie first down.
Yeah, and we haven't been mentioning Feltman's name too much. He's been getting caught up in the wash a lot. But Estabrooks was able to get out there, and they haven't done the run play for a while. They've had a little bit more running happening from the quarterback than the running back.
So ball just shy of the Mountie 50. 1st and 10 for the Garnet and Gold from there. Going to run again with Estabrooks. Barreling through the right side. There's not much of a hole, but there was a bit of a push. And so he got
looks like you're right to the sea.
Yeah. Lee and Young with the tackle.
Yeah, they're going to give him center and right to the middle of the Mount Allison A on the field.
Yep, so that's a gain of 5. 2nd and a short 5, as the first down stick isn't quite at the 50. A little bit of offside there. The waggle got him, the fake waggle. Long one down to Hicks at the 30, and he makes the catch in front of Emmanuel Beals. And I think that was that's probably a freebie. Mounties will decline if offside was the only flag.
Yeah, when they let that play go forward on the offsides, he was able to throw it down. And just a well-placed deep ball with Riley Gabriel in the right position, but just not able to, the ball was thrown to the outside. He had inside leverage, well covered by the quarterback.
So offside Acadia is declined. And that was a 27-yard catch. For guess who? Josh Hicks. Racking up the yards today. First down Mounties. Blitz is picked up and they hand it off to Estabrooks, but he can't escape Feltmate as he shows pretty good tackling technique there to haul him down at the 25.
Yeah, probably a gain of about two yards on the play.
So 2nd and long coming up for the Mounties here from the Acadia 25. Fake waggle. This time Acadia don't jump. Looks like Patry is changing the play. He got a read off of that fake waggle maybe. And they're throwing it down the seam. That one's hanging up and it's picked off. Looking for Cole, is picked up by Beals at the Acadia 1. He's still on his feet down the sidelines, angled out of bounds by Ian Carty near the 25. And we got a flag at the end of the play. Probably something said rather than done. And the ball goes out at the 26. So Acadia will have it at their own 26, pending the outcome of the flag.
There was a case of out-heighting in that one. The ball was thrown, but Beals had position on it and had height, and he wasn't able to get through to Cole.
Yeah, that ball hung up a little bit. Objectionable conduct is the penalty. It's what I thought. Somebody said something over there, and that'll move the ball up to the Mountie 36. Score remains 24-17 in favor of Mount Allison. This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by Fibe and Bella Lion. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Delmotte. We've got a close game here in the final game of the regular season of the AUS. Hunter Gennard, the quarterback for Acadia, fakes the hitch, left side, throws it over the middle. He's got a streaking receiver there, Jacob Fenchek, on the slant. He gets up to the 51 of the Mounties.
They're just trying to pick apart the Mounties zone, and he's just taking that slant right into that lovely little spot in the middle and is able to catch the ball on the run.
All right, they spot it between the 52 and the 51. First down, Acadia from there. Hand off to right, up the middle. He is grabbed by O'Neill Barton. That slows him down enough for the linebacking core to come over and finish the job. Gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Barton was able to get into that running lane and just get the arm out and wrap him up and stall him. And with a bit of help, we're able to bring him down.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. Acadia tried the fake waggle. Mounties don't bite. Gennard throws the left side. He's got Mullally. He is hammered as he crosses over the middle. Damian Halstead drops him at the 39, but he has enough for an Acadia first down.
Yeah. Quick slat from the wideout on the left side, brought it in. Halstead was able to go up in it, but it's just showing how deep the linebacking core had gone.
All right, injured Mountie taking one knee is O'Neill Barton. Now, if you recall, he's in there replacing Vincenzo Frangioni, who left in the first half. But so right now, in the middle of the line for the Mounties is Reese, and Frangioni is back in. So Barton. The Mounties are going with three D linemen here. Damian Halstead has dropped back and has become almost like a 4th linebacker. A little fake throw, and evading Cormier is right. He goes down the sidelines. He's slowed down by Matt Watson and Skylar LeBlanc, but not before he gets another first down.
They were zone blocking to the right. He did the pump fake and then quick pass off to right, and then he had a nice open field on the left side on the boundary, and was able to take it around for that first down.
That was a 19-yard carry that time around the edge. Brings up 1st and 10 Acadia from the Mountie 20. All right, they're going to take Gennard out, put Brown, who's also a slot back in there. Brown's going to run to the right behind some blocking, but he's tripped up as Lucas Cormier manages to knife through and drop the Wildcat quarterback for a loss.
And what he's doing is he saw that they had gone to the Wildcat, so then he cheated in from his safety spot and then was able to catch in on. So they had the blockers assigned to all the regular culprits, and he remained open to come in for that tackle.
That brings up 2nd and 13 from the Mountie 23. Acadia go to conventional formation here. Gennard takes a snap, looks to his right, has the pump, goes over the middle, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Ethan Kimura. He was open near the 10, but couldn't squeeze the pigskin.
Yeah, he was coming across. He was looking at where the defender was as the ball was coming in. He just a split second too soon trying to see where his lane was that he could run with, and he wasn't able to secure the football. Also, the football was thrown fairly hot, but you still should be able to bring those in.
So now we're going to have a 30-yard field goal attempt by George from the right-hand hash mark, out of the hold of Duncan Patterson. Ball's on the pin, kick is up. And that's through. Put 3 more on the board for Acadia. It makes the score Mounties 24, Acadia 20.
In recognition of Pancreatic Cancer Day,
we saw it at the beginning, at the end of this, the first half, and sort of carrying it through, where Acadia's come back in and got control. Well, I'm not sure. We've got a minute and 19 left of the air. The Mounties seem to, when they had the wind behind them, seem to just come alive. So we'll see what happens. But the Mounties now have a minute and 19 to kill going into the wind from their own 35.
The Mounties did elect to take the wind in the fourth quarter. They had the option because they deferred from the first half. So they'll try and at least run this quarter down if they can on this drive. Patry takes the snap. Blitz is coming. It's picked up, but everyone's covered. Patry escapes and crosses the 40 and steps out of bounds with a Mountie first down up at the 47. They may give him the 48 with the charitable spot.
He looked down the field. He didn't see a lot to throw to, but he saw nice open green spaces in front of him. So he thought, okay, I'm going to take it that way and get the first down.
Yep, 12-yard run for the Mountie quarterback there and a first down. Under a minute now left in the third quarter. Mounties shuffle the slot backs around. Patry hands it off to Estabrooks. Not much of a hole. And he's, as he stops up, Tommy Grant grabs him by the legs and hauls him down. What, he got about 2 on the play, maybe?
Yeah, he was trying to run behind Ian Carty, and he stalled up in front of him, and he wasn't able to get to the outside, so just a limit for 2 on that carry.
So 2nd and 8 from the 49 of the Mounties. Clock running under 10 seconds left in this quarter. Over the middle, it's picked off. And the safety, Cameron Cogler, is on his horse. He evades one would-be tackler and goes in. Now the Mounties scored 2 on the pick 6, and now 1 on the pick 6 for Acadia. That ball just thrown to the wrong spot, overthrew the receiver, and the safety was there.
Yeah, they had missed. He thought that Cameron Cogler was going to be a bit deeper on that pass, but he just jumped forward on the route. He saw where the football was coming. Same thing the Mounties were able to do.
65-yard interception return for the Acadia safety. That puts the Axemen in the lead, 26-24, with the convert pending. Well, so much for running out the quarter.
Well, I'm just surprised that they were trying to go through the quick pattern. They were showing the defense for the quick pass, and it worked.
So the Axemen are in convert formation here. Ball's on the pin, kick is up, and it's blocked. As Bell came around the corner, Daniel Bell keeps the score 26-24. That could be important. Field goal would win it now rather than tie it. So
yeah. It becomes a very, very important block for Bell.
And we have an injured Axeman on the field as well. Looks like one of the offensive linemen is down. Maybe Oliver.
There's
Brand,
nothing
65.
faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Welcome back, everyone. Confirmation that the injured Acadia player was Trey Russell Johnson, the offensive lineman who was injured on the convert attempt that was blocked. Scorers, we start the fourth quarter of play. Axemen 26, Mounties 24. I'm Craig Brett along with Paul Delmott at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University. Acadia preparing to kick off from the same end that they scored a touchdown in. Mounties will have the wind at their back as we start the fourth quarter. George, High and deep. Taken by Jones of the Mounties at his own 6. He runs up the hash mark and is knocked over by the momentum of a missile as a Darcy Thibodeau. That was unconventional tackling style, but it worked.
It was the secure the football and just hang on, and he just came reeling right into him, and well done, open field knockdown.
More of a knockdown, yeah. So the Mounties will start 1st and 10 at their own 19. Mounties trail by 2. Mounties going with their 5 receiver set right now. Sometimes they'll use 6-0 linemen instead. Play action pass. Patry in the flat. Short gain for Robert Walker. Yard, maybe 2.
Walker going out to the side. He has to break that first tackle, and he was just wrapped up quickly after secured the football. Well played by Acadia.
Riley Gabriel, the halfback over there, the linebacker over there to make the tackle. He's the field side or the strong side linebacker. They often have pass responsibility. You see in the CFL, it's often like DBs playing that position all the time. Estabrook's on the run, left side, gets through a hole. Feltney jumps on his back, but not until he gets out to the 29. This is going to be close to a first down. I think they're going to bring chains in and have a look.
Yeah, it's also a good way to do a little bit of decision making at the same time, having the chains come forward and get the action. And also, they bring the chains in for another reason, so they can place the ball properly on the hash marks, especially when it's that close.
All right, so Acadia have made they bring in a bigger defensive tackle here in Tommy Grant back in the game, in case this is short and the Mounties decide to sneak it. Oh, they have a little kink in the chains. We got to get the chains, making sure that the back marker is in the right spot, because that's going to determine. That's the one that they're going to put on the yard line, on the 20-yard line, so they know they have the right amount left. And you can't come. Well,
you're supposed to carry that out there.
Yeah, you're supposed to carry that so it doesn't slide. The last thing you want is that little doohickey sliding, if I may use a technical term. This is close. Maybe a fraction short, looking at the ball placement from here, but the chains will tell. Ooh. What do you see, Paul? Fraction short.
Yeah, just about that width from the line to the nose of the football, about the same distance it seems.
All right, so this is going to be 3rd and what? What do you say? What do you say that is, Paul? About 4 inches, give or take?
Yeah, give or take. Like it's just on the outside of the dog clip on the chain.
So the Mounties are going to gamble on 3rd down.
3rd down, Mounties.
Hunter Sturgeon is in the game at the quarterback position. Mounties in spread offense, it looks like, which is highly unusual for the circumstance. Sturgeon in shotgun. Maybe he'll walk up. Yes, he does. Here we go. Sturgeon's going to look for some space. Right side. He gets all the way through the line and out past the 35-yard line. I think he got the first down.
Some space and then some. But he ended up, they collapsed in on the center, and he was trying to just get a little bit to the outside, and it was a nice little, just enough gap that he could step through it and keep on his feet.
A gain of 7 on the quarterback keeper for Hunter Sturgeon keeps the drive alive for the Mounties. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Mounties go to 6-0 linemen now, one of whom is officially a tight end. I might be able to explain those rules someday to people, but Patry throwing behind the intended receiver. York up near the 45.
Incomplete, 2nd down.
Colin O'Leary in close coverage on that one, just trying to get in the way of the pass, but ball didn't make it to the receiver.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Lots of motion. Patry fakes the handoff. Going to throw it to the sidelines to Hicks. He has the catch. He's tackled right away by Emmanuel Beals. We'll see what spot he got. Ooh, looks like he caught it to us here in the box at the 52, but they so
like
Switzer
he had
with
the
tackle,
ball caught, but
and they gave him the 51. So yeah, the spot was.
Who's on tackle? Do you guys see a tackle there? 7?
Yeah,
So it'll be 3rd rather and 1. Mountie captain Ross McCormick is talking to the official saying, hey, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to get forward progress?
I'm not sure if he was past the first down. He was.
As it is, Mounties are going to put the short yardage offense out there. Good push from the O-line. Sturgeon follows it for a gain of about 3 on the play. 2.5 at least. We only needed 1, so first down.
Sturgeon is very successful. He's fairly a tall fellow. Well, actually, not as tall. According on the sheet, he's not that tall, but he just seems to be able to get the reach and
yeah. He's lanky.
He's lanky
and slices his way through the O-line there. So effective anyway at getting the first downs. 2 consecutive 3rd down gambles converted by Hunter Sturgeon. Mounties have it 1st and 10 at their own 48. Patry, little high and off the hands of Jelani York.
York had just done that nice little comeback route, and he had cleared from his protection there and was in the right spot. Just wasn't able to secure the football.
Yeah, O'Leary was bearing down on the Mountie receiver, but
it was Beaton who was in the back there. Sorry, not Beaton. Jacobs, who was the closest Acadian player.
So 2nd and 10 from their own 48 for the Mounties. Estabrooks met at the point of attack. Yep, and that was Leon Young with the tackle.
And on the tackle was Leon Young on the play.
Very small game.
It was showing run. They did run, and they protected for run.
So that brings the punt team on the field for Mount Allison. James Parker standing near his own 35. Brown is back to return this kick along with Ryder. Parker looks like he wants to fake it. Now he's just going to go outside and do a little pooch kick. It bounces. Picked up by Kimura. And he gets to the outside but steps on the white chalk. There's flag.
Well, the flag would be no yards because it would be the 5-yard variety. But as he went to the outside, he thought he had turned the corner correctly, but he did clip the sideline.
No yards against the Mounties.
No yards against the Mounties. It's a 5-yard version with the bouncy kick. And they'll move it up 5 yards, and Acadia will start 1st and 10 at their own 49. Dylan Jones operating the camera, Sean Carey pressing the buttons, and Ian Allen bringing us all together. I'm Craig Brett with Paul Delmotte at Alumni Field at Mount Allison University. Acadia lead 26-24, under 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Acadia have the ball. Gennard throwing a hitch screen to Malali. He breaks a couple tackles and stumbles his way to the Mountie 40. Finally pushed out by Cormier, the safety.
Yeah, just a good lead block ahead of him. He was able to get to the outside, and even when he got hit, he was sort of leaning forward and keeping his feet under him, and that gets the Acadia in great position on the Mounties 40-yard line.
The wind has died down again, Paul, a little bit. Acadia going into that wind. Kennard back to throw. Airs it out deep down the middle. And it's caught. Jumping up for the touchdown is Matthew Gledhill. Could have been covered much better by Daniel Bell, but Gledhill just jumped up and hauled the ball out of the sky to give the visitors 6 more points.
Yeah, no, he just did the straight go route down there, was able to clear from the defensive back, and nicely thrown football. And as you were saying, the wind had cut out.
That makes the score 32-24, convert pending. That out-of-town score is going to be much more important for the Mounties right now if this score holds. George on to try the convert. This one is good. That makes the score Axemen 33, Mounties 24, and that of course makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, the Mounties just haven't been able. They've got some stuff forward. They ended up having turnaround there where they ended up working down the field and throwing the football away. And in this particular case, just good solid play from the Acadia offense. There's a reason why Acadia has won 7 of 7 games so far.
This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by 5 and Bell Alliant. 14-4 for St. FX over St. Mary's after 3 quarters of play.
Well, the Mounties have 9 minutes and 20 seconds to try to right this ship. But Acadia seemed to have taken the advantage in the second half, has been playing some very strong football.
So if these 2 scores continue, with St. Mary's losing and Mount Allison losing, Bishops will host the conference semifinal against Mount Allison. Jones from his own 10 on the kickoff return for the Mounties. He gets out to the 30 and is dragged down.
Jones on the pickup.
And the main combatant there for the Axemen is Andrew Holmes.
By number 42, Liam Young.
Liam Young also helping out. And the Mounties will start 1st and 10 from their own 34.
So not a bad return from the Mounties. You want to try to get to at least a 35-yard line. They're just shy of that. Wind not playing too much of a factor right now, but they've got to sustain a drive and get some points on the board if they want to stay in this football game.
Patry hands it off. No, he fakes it, pulls it out of the breadbacks, and then really short on that pass, looking for Richie Cole. Well, that was just underthrown. There's no other way to describe that.
He just didn't quite have the handle on it. And he had 2 receivers in that area, both of which were open on the near side. And he went out instead to Hicks. He ended up throwing it out to Cole, and he had about the distance to get to Hicks, but not the angle.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 34 of the Mounties. Patry surveys the defense, takes a snap. Going for Hicks, left side. He has it at the 40, carrying a tackler, still carrying him inside the 20. Beals made the tackle, but it took him about 20-25 yards to do it. And Hicks with a big reception for the Mounties, and Beals slows to get up.
Beals kind of rolled up on himself and on Hicks when he was going in for that reception, but just a beautifully placed, a good placed deep ball. Nice touch pass right into the hands, away from coverage, and put the Mounties in a good spot to hopefully get some more points on the board.
From the 16-yard line,
They're spotted it at the 17. That was a 59-yard pass and run, about 20-25 of those after the catch, and so instant field position there for the Mounties.
Some heavy discussion happening with Acadia's coach.
I'm not sure what the issue. I think the issue is that Beals was slow getting up, the trainers came out, and Beals is trying to stay on the field, and the officials want him out of there, and he does leave the field. Ewan McKean now in. Hicks now has 236 yards receiving on 11 catches. That's a day.
That's a day.
That's a season for a lot of receivers.
It's going to definitely move up in the receivers tally at the end of the year statistics.
And he's going to move up in receiving yards. Yes, indeed. All right. Fake waggle to get a read. Patry resets his receivers. Takes the snap, looks to his right. He's got Hicks again at the 10. And he's tackled by McKean and Switzer.
Again on the reception, tackle on the play by Switzer, as well as
A gain of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, just a quick little curl, just come back out, get there, pull away from the defender, and haul on the football and see if you can break that tackle.
So 2nd and 2 from the 9. Mounties talk it over. A little bit of a high snap. Patry's going to try to make something out of nothing. Ball comes loose as he crosses the 10, and it's picked up by Rory Kelly of Acadia, and Acadia will take over at their own 10.
He just was running with the football out and came, things kind of broke down. It was a bad snap to him. He contained it by that time. He felt he had to take it on the run, but he just didn't bring it into his body.
Yeah, he was trying to stretch to get close to the first down marker, and ball was stripped out. And
that's our situation where you don't have that many yards to get. You just want to keep it secure and get what you can.
So that play was doomed from the get-go for the Mounties, and Acadia take over 1st and 10 at their own 10. Kennard under center. Hands it off to right. Left side, he sneaks out to the 15-yard line. Graham Stevens with the tackle for the Mounties.
2nd and 4, the Axemen.
Just a good solid push from the Acadia O-line. Wright was able to go behind that, get the positive yards on the carry. They weren't going to be throwing that one up into the air that close to the end zone.
No, they gave about 6, so that'll bring up 2nd and 4. Kennard in the usual, it's not really shotgun, more pistol formation. And a sweep to the slot back coming across. That's read well by the Mounties. Glenn Hill is Stevens with some help from Halstead on the tackle.
Did he get, it looked like he pretty much got back to line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he lost, he got to line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 6. And Damian Halstead is coming off the field. He twisted himself up a little bit there making that play, but fortunately for the Mounties, this is not a defensive play. It's the return team coming out. So. So Acadia are going to send the punt team out.
And this is where you look at that question. Are they going to give up the safety on that? Because that...
Yeah, that makes it 7 points rather than 9. So this is one where you might kick it. Ben George kicking into the wind, standing on his goal line to receive the snap. He's going to kick it. A low one. Bounces. It's taken by York of the Mounties. He gets through the first wave of tacklers and manages to get up to about the 35 of Acadia, but we have a penalty marker down.
2 flags on the field, one at the far side. Let's see what they are.
All right, 2 flags. I'm guessing no yards and a legal block.
Yeah. It would be the standard, especially on those 2 positions, unless they're called for the same.
Unless. What do we got?
Hold.
Holding against Maui. So 2 flags for the same infraction. So there wasn't a no yards.
That allowed him to get around the corner.
Yeah.
We figured it was a block or hold that was on that point of attack.
That moves the ball back to the 50. of Acadia. Mounties start 1st and 10 from there. Just under 5 minutes left. Mounties trail by 9. Patrick on play action. Gets it out to Aiden O'Neill. Down the sidelines, right side, across the 40. It's pretty close to first down. Switzer with the tackle.
Looks like, yeah, they're waving the sticks forward, so first down for the Mounties. Aiden O'Neill going out to that on the boundary side there and was able to reel in the football and get around the corner and know where that first down marker was.
So first down Mounties with the back point of the ball on the 40-yard line. Patrick back to pass. Gets it to O'Neill in the flat. Left side. He is hauled to the ground by Emmanuel Beals. It looks like they're giving him first down yardage this time. He got the forward progress, it seems.
They haven't gone too much to O'Neill, and that's sort of he's sort of become the open receiver in the package. So while people are committing downfield to number 3 and number 84, number 2 is the guy that's getting the football.
So they did mark him at the 29, so that's a 11-yard gain on that one for O'Neill. They want the little. They're trying to get the clock done right. Okay, we got the clock going. Officials just wanted to make sure everything was in the right place. I think they were making sure that the chains were in the right place before they whistled time in. 1st and 10 Mounties. Play action pass. Thrown right, looking for Hicks. And he comes back in close coverage, makes the catch in front of Beals, and Beals is slow to get up again.
Beals went up and just didn't land properly on that as he was trying to get out and get in front of, he was getting his arms out, trying to get in front of Hicks, and just didn't come down correctly.
The Mounties would like to thank sponsors of
but also Switzer just almost got a hand on that too and was almost able to knock the flight path, but well-placed football.
So that the ball is going to be placed on the 17, so that's another first down for the Mounties. 1st and 10 from their own 17.
Yeah, I think he meant like I think it's an upper body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the way he landed.
Could be winded or maybe a shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury, yeah.
That's the second time he landed hard trying to tackle Hicks. So he was a little bit earlier, and a bit of discussion as to whether he was actually injured or not. This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by Fibe and Bella Lion. My name is Craig Brettel. I'm with Paul Delmont Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Acadia lead by 9, but the Mounties are driving. Thanks to Dylan Jones operating the camera, Sean Carey operating the computer, Ian Allen, who got us all set up and ready to go this afternoon, and Steve Ridlington, who does the staffing and coordinating to make sure that all hands are accounted for and ready to do this webcast.
Still being attended to on the sideline there. As I say, he went out and not too much, like he definitely moving, like he's moving his legs and stuff, but I think they just wanted to make sure that's secured.
We're on a journey to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians. We source our top quality steak and rotisserie style seasoned chicken from right here in Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment. So, whether you make your way to Richard's Subway in Hanna, Alberta, or Kent's Subway in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, you can feel good about your choice to making Subway restaurants a better choice for Canadians. We source our top quality steak and rotisserie style seasoned chicken from right here in Canada to support Canadian farmers and reduce our impact on the environment. So, whether you make your way to Richard's Subway in Hanna, Alberta, or Kent Subway in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. You can feel good about your choice. We care about the food we serve and where it comes from, and we promise to give you our best every day.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic there's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the
Yeah, so you can see how these are just little, basically absorbent patches that will capture your sweat. And then we just measure how salty your sweat is.
When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
Welcome back, everyone. Craig Brett with Paul Delmotte. We still have an injury timeout here as injured Acadia Axemen Emmanuel Beals is in quite a bit of discomfort, face down, just inside his own, or near his own 20-yard line, and being attended to. They've called for a physician, and
it looks like they've immobilized him, and they're just trying to now whether they're going to come out and board him out, backboard him out, or whatever. But you know, when something like that happens, you want to be as safe as possible. You don't want to add more to the injury that happened. But and it wasn't something just for, you know, if you didn't see that as part of when the play happened. It wasn't something where another player came into him. It was just a case of he was going all out to try to get to the football and just landed really badly on the field because he went down as well as Hicks and wasn't able to get back up.
Speaking of Hicks, he has 300 and what is that? Patry has 320 yards of passing, 20 for 30, and Josh Hicks has caught 13 balls for 251 yards this afternoon.
251's 320 yards in passing, and the Mounties are knocking on the door again here as we come close to the 3-minute warning. But it's you know, things are delayed as long as necessary in order to safely bring the player off the field. It looks like they've got him standing on his own. With a bit of support, but
that's actually a good sign.
That's a good sign, yeah.
And so all right, so 250. That 251 is a new Mount Allison record for receiving yards in a game. Josh Blanchard had that one back in 2014, 222. In case you're wondering, AUS record, and even 300. Grant Davey of Acadia. Hicks is getting close to number 2, John Kowalski of St. Mary's with 257. So that's the third highest. Stu Fraser of UNB with 256. Remember him? Did he play for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders for a while?
I believe he did.
Yeah.
Number 14.
Yeah. Okay. And and he's tied for third in number of receptions in the all time in the conference at 13. The record is 15, held by Frank Sages and Steve Sardi.
Okay, the Mounties now are setting up and see what they can do with this field position.
Yeah, we know. They just don't want to announce yet.
So 1st and 10 Mounties. The pass is complete to York, and he's driven out of bounds by Colin O'Leary.
Gain of about 6 on the play. Maybe 7.
Yeah. York was doing everything he could to try to swing out of that tackle, and finally was brought out of bounds.
Ball's at the 11 of the Mounties. It is 2nd and 4. 3-minute warning given to the benches. It's a 2-score football game. Mounties hoping to make it 1 this time. Patrick in the end zone looking for Hicks. He jumps. He catches. Is he down in? Is he down in? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Mounties.
Hicks had to climb the ladder and reel the football in and then come back down and get that 1 foot in. And he just got it in before he was knocked out. And that's on the trimmed part of the field, too.
I know, that's the curved part. That's why I was wondering if he got his foot down, but he did. All right, that's his 14th catch. That's now 2nd all-time in the conference. And he is also 2nd all-time in yards with that extra 11. So Josh Hicks having himself an afternoon. More importantly, Mounties now trail by 33-30 with a convert pending. This is a great way to end the regular season, Paul. Nice,
yes.
exciting game.
2 incredible teams working really hard on the football field.
Parker's convert is good.
All right, convert is good, makes it 33-31. Out-of-town scoreboard, we have a final in the other game. They're not allowed to announce it at the field, but we can announce it here. So Francis Xavier defeated St. Mary's 14-4. That means Mount Allison will be in the conference semifinal. They have, if they finish tied with St. Mary's at 3-5, Mounties have the tiebreaker. They can finish no worse than 3rd. If they win this game, they finish 2nd. We'll host Bishops.
So
if they lose this game, they finish 3rd. We'll go to Bishops.
Whether it's the long bus ride or just staying at home.
That's right.
I think Bishops, they have someone, they fly them out everywhere.
Well, it depends. Is it going to be Quebec poutine or New Brunswick poutine? That's the question.
Or donair.
That's right. Will it be poutine or donair? Is that going to be which is going to be the pregame meal? That's what we're trying to decide now. Parker kicking off. Just under 3 minutes left. Going to kick this one deep. Taken by Darius Beckford near his own goal line. He picks his way across the 20. And the weight of the maul collapses at the 25.
You're seeing Parker getting a really good kick, getting it back to about the 1 yard line. And so he had to bring it forward. But did they get to the 25?
Yep, right on the 25. It's
right on the 25, so he brought it forward 24 yards. A bit more of a low driving ball, so it takes a bit more time for the cover team to get down.
So Gennard looking to add to Acadia's 2-point lead and take some time off the clock. Those are the things Acadia wishes to do. Of course, Mountie defense needs a big stop to get back in this game. Quick hitch to Mullally, left side. He makes the first man miss and is escorted out of bounds by Matt Watson.
He's pushed out of bounds by Watson. Brings up 2nd and 2.
It'll be 2nd and 2.
For Acadia.
Sort of running that 2-minute offense where you're just trying to take it to out of bounds and just take it to the side, get those short, quick patterns, and move the football down the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure they want to go out of bounds though, but
no,
when you have a lead, but that's okay. That was the best part of that play for the Mounties. Whoops, Mounties are offside. Gennard has a freebie and he's not going to use it because the safety was right there.
So that'll give them a first down.
That'll be first down.
Because he had crossed over enough into the other side of the line of scrimmage, that's when they'll whistle it down. But normally, if they're just crossing at the time, they'll let that run to see if they can do better with the play.
Yeah, there was certainly danger of a hit on the quarterback if they let that run in. So safety first, blow the whistle, give Acadia the 5 yards and the first down. Ball now at the Acadia 38. Acadia with their standard 5 receiver set. Dale Wright is the lone running back standing next to his quarterback. And Wright gets the handoff, going right side, has a convoy in front of him. And Aaron Rose Got a contact on him. A little bit of help from Skylar LeBlanc. Good first down yardage, gain of 6 on the play.
Yeah, running play to the right side. Did he go out of bounds on that, or was he tackling inbounds?
Good question. No, they ruled inbounds.
Inbounds. There's a flurry of bodies there, so I wasn't exactly sure.
Acadia take their huddle, take their time with the clock running. Hand off to right side. Once again, he gets a good lead block, and he's into the secondary across the 50. Another first down for Acadia.
Right, so picked a good time for Acadia for his running game to come into form. Just being able to get there, using that power back sort of style, going out to the outside and getting a lot of support from the O-line as well, as every run seems to turn into a maul with a bit of extra push.
Skylar LeBlanc getting credit for the tackle that time for the Mounties. First down Acadia at the Acadia 50. Under 2 minutes left. All right, run blitz, and Acadia gets up the middle. Stevens and Dylan Cormier converge on the ball carrier. Gain of 5 on the play, however.
And when you can get 5 in those running plays, and you have 3 downs, there's keeping it going. He's getting 5 and 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, the middle linebacker was coming, but they pushed him to one side, and then the 2 outside linebackers had to collapse to make the tackle that time, Paul.
A swap of running backs going more towards the speed back with Estabrooks. And Mount Allison calls a timeout just to try to regroup things. And, you've got 1:43 left. It was a running play. Call the timeout, stop things up, and just try to give them a few ideas of how to stop this run.
Yeah, primarily stopping the clock. That's the one thing you want. That's goal number 1 here with the clock running after the running play. So, Mounties will be in the conference semifinal. We know this now because of the out-of-town scoreboard. What we don't know, we know who they're going to play as well. We know they're going to play against Bishops. What we don't know is where that game is going to be. Mounties win, they get to host the game. Mounties lose, they're on their way to Lennoxville.
Seeing if any of the fall colors are left on the route there.
The long route to Lennoxville.
No matter how you try to get to Lennoxville, it's a long drive.
Yep. Nice country, but like I say, it's a nice drive, but it does take a while. All right. 2nd and 5, Acadia from center field. Fake waggle. Mounties aren't jumping offside this time. Hand it off to Estabrooks, right side. He gets around the edge, and he has a first down. And I think he stays in bounds as well.
Estabrooks is the ball carrier.
Skylar LeBlanc, again, helping to wrap him up. Getting a bit of help from Dylan Cormier over there. But when your DBs are making tackles on run plays, it's not good.
When they switch up the back, you got to watch that. He's going to go speed. He's going to go to the outside. That's his running style. And they just took that on the boundary side, had good coverage up front, and able to get the first down. They want to keep the ball on the ground. 1, you don't want to get in the air where the Mounties ball hawks can get their hands on it. And 2, you want to have the clock run.
First down Acadia at the Mountie 47. A little bit of a high snap. Kennard gets it down to Estabrooks. He's wrapped up by Aaron Rose.
Brought down by Aaron Rose on the play.
Gets a little bit of push from Cormier to help him out. Gain of 3.
Rose able to shed the block, get over, get a nice wrap up, and just do that back anchor. Just pull down, wait for the support to come along, and able to limit that run.
Mounties call their second timeout. Purpose here, of course, is to save clock. This is their last timeout, so even if they get a stop here, Acadia can let the clock run down on specialty teams. This AUS TV webcast is presented by 360 Live and powered by 5 and Bell Alliance.
If you're planning to continue continue the enjoyment after the game, they want you to remind you.
My name is Craig Brett, along with Paul Delmont at Alumni Field on the campus of Mount Allison University. Minute and 14 left on the clock. Axemen lead by 2, have the ball. 2nd and 7 in Mountie territory. Ball at the 44.
Mounties really have to pull off the stop on this one. They have to do it and do it quickly.
Yeah, this is the play. They just used their last time out, so Acadia will really be able to let the clock run down if they can get a first down here. Estabrooks is the lone setback. And they hand it off to him, and the Mounties converge in the backfield.
That was so well read by the Mounties because they didn't take it. They thought he might take it to the offside, but the way he positioned in the back.
Damian Halstead on the tackle.
Pretty much Damian Halstead and the entire defensive line wrapped up on that one.
So a minute and 11 left. Acadia are going to send the punt unit out. They're going to let this clock run. They're going to run 20 seconds or so off of this. I mean, they could probably even. Damian Halstead's being carried off the field.
He got caught up at the bottom of that pile.
Yep. He's been the heart and soul of that defense for the last 3 seasons. They'll want him next week, no matter where the game is played. All right, Acadia are going to let the clock run down. Look like they're preparing to take a timeout with, a millisecond left on the 20-second clock. Yep. Coach called timeout.
Coach standing right by the linesman is like staring at the clock. Watch my hands.
Yeah, so that takes the game clock down to 50.8. All right, now the clock won't start until the ball is snapped after the timeout.
And they're going to want to, from the 45, they want to get a nice deep punt on this one.
Yeah, they want to coffin corner this one for sure.
And the wind is such that it's not going to be much of a factor on this.
No, the wind has really died out here in the second half.
It's like going to Acadia when the tide changes and all of a sudden all the wind decides to go different directions.
Yeah, considerable sea breeze around the Bay of Fundy.
Greg, the time was 1:11.
Okay, officials checking with the booth here to make sure that the game clock is correct. It is. Ball is snapped. End over end punt. Bounces. Picked up by O'Neill. And he's tripped up right away at the 10. There are flags, of course. Anderson Recker with the tackle on that play for Acadia. We'll see.
It's so odd that, they're letting it get to the ground. He's got to run up to get under that football because that will give you a different no yards penalty.
Yeah, you get the 15-yard no yards if you can catch it on the fly. But you got to be sure. Actually, you don't, because even if you fumble it,
yeah,
it's no yards. So 5-yard no yards. So move the ball out to the 16 with a 5-yard penalty. All right, that's 1st and 94 for the Mounties. But they don't really need a touchdown. A field goal will do it. 40.4 seconds left. Patry going to pull it down and run. He's got a lot of blockers in front of him. And he crosses the 25 to the 28. That was a design play as the middle of the O-line was downfield helping him out. McCormick, O'Brien, and Hickey.
Going into straight run blocking on that one.
First down run.
Going up with a hurry up offense.
All right. That took 7 seconds thereabouts. Patry dropping back, going to throw this one. Looking for Carty. Sideline near the 45. That goes incomplete. He was well covered.
Patry's pass intended.
Trying to find the number on that truck. I think it was maybe Kamayo.
But the big thing was the ball. He wasn't able to get there. He was well covered, but the ball was just on a little bit to the outside. But that's where you have to do it when you see that type of coverage downfield.
2nd and 10 for the Mounties. Patry has to pull it down, and he throws it, and diving. Let's see, did he make the catch? Josh Hicks got his hands under the ball for a first down, tying the AUS record for most catches in a game with 15. We'll get the running tally. He needs 300 yards to be the most yards ever.
He reacted exactly as you're supposed to. He came back to the quarterback from the long route as he saw he was scurrying off to the left side of the formation.
Ball's at the 51. That was 23 more yards. Boy, I think he's close to 300.
What are you doing, Patrick? Snap the ball. Yeah, 1 second.
10 seconds left. Patry gets the snap, throws it to Hicks. He's caught it, and he gets out of bounds at the 48. 4.1 seconds. This would be kick it from here. It's a 55-yarder. Do you have time for one more play? Hicks, I mean, he's got to have over 300 now. I think with that catch, he has the AUS record for most yards ever in a game. Oh, he needs 11 more? Okay.
They're going to kick it.
They're going to try the field goal. Don't think they have... They're not sure they have time for one more play.
4.1, they have the wind. He's got to take that, and he is sighting it a little bit to the left.
All right. 55-yard attempt for the win. James Parker. Comes down to this. Kick is up. And it looks like it's going to be wide left. It is. Axemen will just run it out of the end zone and take a knee. And the final score from Alumni Field, Axemen 33, Mounties 31.
The Mounties let that go for a bit at the end, and they were trying to play catch-up and just came a few yards short of being able to pull off the win here. So it looks like the Mounties will be headed away to Bishops in third place for the semifinals. But we've seen some records set here, as well as just some incredible play of football.
And now it's time to announce the Subway Player of the Game. And 16 catches for 296 yards. New AUS record for catches, just shy for yards. Josh Hicks is your Subway AUS Player of the Game.
Yeah, I mean, you still want. It's great to get Player of the Game. You still want to come up with the W, but just amazing play by Hicks, putting it all on the field in order to try to get a Mounties win.
So with the win by St. Francis Xavier today against St. Mary's, despite the loss, the Mounties will be in the AUS semifinal. They'll get on the bus and go to Lennoxville, Quebec to face Bishops next weekend in the AUS semifinal. Winner of that game will play the undefeated conference regular season champion Acadia Axemen in 2 weeks' time.
And Acadia knows that if the Mounties are coming to their doorstep, they are going to be competitive.
So for Steve Ridlington, our producer, Ian Allen, our game day coordinator, Dylan Jones, our camera operator, Sean Carey, the production assistant today, and for Paul Delmotte, my name is Craig Brett, saying thank you very much for watching AUS TV, and bye for now.